Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the show where we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones. Sorry.
Did you forget what part came next?
I don't know,
the name
man.
Part?
You know, I have so many podcasts these days. My brain can get a little burnt out. But yes, and this movie didn't help.
I will say this. I appreciate what you've given the world. So many podcasts.
Yes.
So many hours of you espousing. And I'm just honored to espouse alongside. But here's the thing. I have a question for you, John.
Yes.
What if, and this isn't a Marvel comic thing, but what if...
Okay, because that's immediately where my mind goes, of course.
What if the Lost Boys
Mm-hmm.
had a baby
Mm-hmm.
with Near Dark,
Mm-hmm.
but
I like
the
it.
doctor, well, so far, but the doctor, oops, slippery, drops the baby on its head multiple times on a hard surface, and then is like, don't worry, I can repair your baby, and he patches up the hole in its skull with a soundtrack of terrible early 2000s rock, and not rock, R-A-W-K.
Rock, yeah.
Yeah,
Rock.
early 2000s rock. What do you get?
I thought you were gonna say put on a fresh bandage of the WB.
Oh, I should have said that, but I thought it was understood that since we're talking about the early 2000s, this baby has been heavily infused with the WB.
It got patched up with the Rauk, and then it got a transfusion of WB.
Transfusion of the WB.
Because this movie
what
has... You get
is 2001's
The Forsaken, a movie I vaguely remember coming out and also remember having no interest in. Despite the fact, on paper, we should be the target audience for this, right?
Yep.
Conceivably.
Yep.
Because this is a perfect example of a movie I don't know who this is for.
Yeah.
Because it's got all the Rauk that the 2001 kids are into. It's got hot stars from their favorite teen shows, but it's also a hard R-rated gory horror movie, so they can't go.
They can't go.
Weird.
And even if they snuck in, they would still be bored. Even it's like, oh my God, it's those people from that show. And then
what I do like, a perfect example of, well, yeah, that's the thing. But a perfect example of, it's those guys from that show, and specifically, it is the third or fourth leads.
Yeah, it's the other guys.
Because it's not Joshua Jackson or James Vanderbeek. It's Kerr Smith from Dawson's Creek. Everyone remember him?
I will say this. I actually, I don't think. Oh God. Okay, this is going to be bad. I don't think any of these actors or actresses necessarily is terrible, except for the one vampire girl, the first one to die, who has literally one line.
Yeah.
Who I think was a soap opera actress. But no one is necessarily bad. Kerr Smith, I don't mind Kerr Smith. Like him, he's totally bland, but he's okay.
I mean, I watched Dawson's Creek. I remember thinking he was fine on there.
Brendan Fair, or however you pronounce it. I liked Roswell, and I thought he was okay. It is weird seeing him all these years later, after Andy Samberg comes around and realizes, oh my God, why did they never cast him as Andy Samberg's waspy cousin?
Yeah.
Because they look facially, I'm like, Jesus, it's a very distinct look.
He's a guy. He's definitely
play a Sandberg.
Absolutely. He's also a guy who, because I do recognize that face, you see him pop up. I mean, he's in X-Men First Class and Guardians of the Galaxy as guys, but he stands out because I'm like, oh, I know that guy.
Right. And I will say also, none of these people that I'm calling out, except for perhaps the actresses. Isabel Miko did okay, or I mean, she went on to other things.
I was going to say, but in this movie, you could be neither good nor bad in this part. It's a nothing part.
I remember because just like you said, I was aware when it came out, but I didn't go see it. But I now remember, I think it was Ebert, his review. I think he actually said how could you? No, he just said, he goes, I remember him saying he felt incredibly sorry for this actress. He goes, I don't know if she's good or not. She is literally carried around like baggage for
Yep.
the whole movie and doesn't get to say anything till the very end.
And then
you're
even
like,
and that
yeah.
is and what she says at the end is not worth remembering, period.
No, and you're like, really? This is our like goodbye to this character? Is like,
I mean, there was a period of time when I go,
I'll see you later.
Through much of this movie, I went, is she ever gonna talk? What if she just
really
never
thought the same
does or
thing.
says anything? And this is also one of those, and we talk about this over on the Action Shelf a lot. This is a 90-minute movie that felt 2.5 hours.
Oh boy,
This thing drags.
it drags, even though, when it tries to kick it in gear.
And you know it's gonna kick it in gear when Kid Rock starts up.
Oh god damn it. But yeah, it is that thing where it's like, oh, all they need here to get really invested is I'm going to, jump up the soundtrack, and now we're gonna have, now we're gonna have yet another car chase, and I'm just sitting there going like, what the fuck is with all the cars? This is not exciting. This isn't cars in the desert.
By the way, your favorite actress in this movie, who Alexis Thorpe, who's the vampire you're talking about, go ahead and tell Chad that you saw her in this, because she's in his favorite movie, Man from Earth.
Yeah, well, I didn't say it was his favorite. Come on, he's gonna listen to this and go, wait, I never said that. But she's in that.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I still haven't watched it, but
that was about the end of the career. She has not acted since 2007. Having seen this movie, I will say she didn't do much. Period.
No. She
did
she's
195 episodes of Days of Our Lives.
Right,
and that's the most she did on anything beyond a single episode of House, a single episode of Nip Tuck.
But similarly, this is a movie about bros, because none of the females, including the other vampire lady who does last longer and gets some dialogue and gets topless, like Isabella Miko, of course, is forced.
But that's the thing about the toplessness adds to her also being carried around by meat. She's just she's topless and unconscious. So you're just like, yeah. I mean, you are just going like, ugh, God, even this attractive woman taking your clothes off, I'm going, this is just
John,
uncomfortable.
Please promise me you will name your autobiography Topless and Unconscious.
Topless and Unconscious. That's what I mean. But she's literally a sack of meat in this movie. She's just, I know.
She's carted around. She has no agency, even while she is suffering from the curse, the virus of vampirism. And the other guy, Kerr Smith, is going through the same thing, and he's talking it's like, I can't believe all the feelings I'm feeling. Like, hey, why don't you check in with her? Is she experiencing anything? I bet she is.
I mean, that's the thing about it, right? Is and there's a one-off line where they go, well, it doesn't affect everybody the same way, because poor Brendan Fair. Is Brendan Fair? Is that how?
I think that's how you pronounce
Brendan
it.
Fair.
It's like Irish or something.
He's also a guy I know from my, look, I love my procedural detective shows. He was on CSI Miami, is what I primarily know him from.
Wow.
He was one of the lab techs on there.
I am happy again that he's working.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I think we saw him. Yeah, we did. We saw him on over on the Action Shelf. We've seen him in a couple movies, and he always stands out as being much better than the other people in Action Shelf movies.
Yeah, he was meant to be obviously on Roswell, where you had the upright goody guy.
Yeah,
he was meant to be. I'm from the wrong side of the tracks, troubled, brooding.
I only watched a little Roswell. I only watched a little Roswell. Once again, that was aimed at me, but I think pretty quickly
I liked Roswell.
Smallville kind of took its place for me.
One thing, it balanced, just like Smallville did later.
Yeah.
It balanced all of the teen soap stuff that I'm sorry, even when I was watching it, I'm like, I'm too old.
Yeah.
But it balanced that out with the genre stuff, and Roswell did have at least an intriguing.
That was kind of the WB's jam for a while there. Like post Buffy, that was their thing. Buffy, Roswell, Smallville. Yeah. But and the thing I most remember from Roswell was that's where I first saw Colin Hanks. I thought he was very good on there.
Yes. I was like, oh my God, Tom Hanks' kid can act. I like that guy.
And I think everybody.
And of course, he was also, hey, he's your lovable geek.
Oh yeah, he was the character we were supposed to relate to, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And because much like his father, he's a perfect choice for an everyman sort of guy, right?
Yep.
Like, you're like, exactly. Oh yeah, I could be a Colin Hanks.
Man, when he showed up as quasi love interest in Fargo,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how you use a Colin Hanks.
Oh, that might be the best role he's had. I loved him. Great. He was so great on there. And then of course we have our buddy. I did look this up again. We've looked it up before. It's Jonathan Schaech.
That's how you pronounce it.
That is how you pronounce it. Yes, Jonathan Schaech, who is always makes me sad because he's a good actor who I frequently see in garbage. Why isn't this guy in better stuff? He's a very good actor.
No, he's a very good actor. And here's the thing. I love his look.
Yeah.
Which is a very specific thing. But when he's got this amazing face. Mm-hmm. And when he is being a feral vampire guy, even in this shitty movie, and they give him that shock of white hair. And I'm like going, oh, what a waste of you. Yep. Because you are wanting to tear this up. Yep. You want to be the standout here. You are trying to be, oh God, help me with Near Dark.
Bill Paxton.
Thank you. Again, I am just losing names lately. But Bill Paxton,
and he could be. He's totally got the skills to be a Paxton.
And I think he is aiming for it. It's like because it is back roads, down home vampires. So he's like going, I can play it up, and I'm going to be big.
Except for even when you go for it, there's nothing here. It's such a nothing character.
It turns out there's nothing there.
Yeah, man. I will say, probably best thing I've seen him do is he does play Jonah Hex in the DC CW shows. Pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
He plays Jonah Hex?
Yeah. On a few of them.
When did they bring in Jonah Hex into like Supergirl?
Legends of Tomorrow, because they travel through time.
Oh, yes.
And then subsequently that has gotten him to be on other stuff too. But yes, because that show opened up time travel, you get him as Jonah Hex. And he's pretty good. I would have watched a Jonah Hex show with him.
I would too. Did they give him the look that they kind of backed off on for the movie?
They 100% did. He's got the weird like tendons and stuff, and he's got the.
Oh man, I want to.
Those I will say now. I don't love Legends of Tomorrow, but the episodes with him as Jonah Hex, solid. He's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great. He's always one of those guys who I'm always happy to see and stuff, but then sad that's what he's done. A number of sequels to other better movies. This is the guy who starred in 8mm 2, and
that would explain it. I mean, I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah,
but I looked up this director. Guess who directed it?
Yeah, J.S. Cardone, who I will say, boy, you look at his career, man. It's not a lot of good stuff.
Can I direct a comment directly to him? Would that be okay?
J.S. Cardone. Okay, J.S. Cardone, we know you're listening, so this is Brendan speaking directly to you.
You suck.
He does suck.
There's nothing about this movie. There's nothing about the way it is directed, written. There's nothing here. And I know it's tricky, but
did you look in the trivia for this movie where J.S. Cardone says this is his favorite of the films he's done? So I'm going, Jesus Christ, if he thinks this is his best, I don't want to sit through any of the other stuff he's done.
No.
Although, I mean, he goes back. His first movie was in 1982. So he was not a young up-and-comer when he makes this.
No. I couldn't tell because all the characters talk extremely...
And they're
talking like the kids of today.
He is writer director on this, which is key. Because he has done way more as a writer than as a director, which also does not. I mean, by God, this is the guy who wrote the remakes of both Prom Night and The Stepfather. So
yeah.
And I have seen another movie he wrote, which is The Marksman with Wesley Snipes. We did over on the Action Shelf, and it's horrible. It's a terrible movie.
I try not to be so mean, but this sucks so bad.
I know. That's the thing is like, yeah,
it's not the worst movie we've seen.
Also, no, because it has a reasonable budget, obviously. It has always that thing that puts these a step above, that makes it hard to, when you're talking about things like the Howling sequels or the or the subspecies stuff. This at least has that polish of a studio film that makes it okay. At least it's not offensive to the eye in front of me.
That's also something that unfortunately causes you to expect better of it.
Yes,
and
that's
so you start going like, someone put a lot of money into something that is clearly empty and bereft of any skill, talent, imagination.
Yes.
So, yay, you got funding. But
that's the thing. I mean, it's kind of this doesn't have nearly the budget of this, but it's similar to when we were talking about Hollow Man or even Dracula 2000. You're like, these movies are using resources, and when I see a movie like this, it just makes me think,
resources including actors. Where you're going, that is a resource that got wasted here, and Sheck is definitely one of those.
Oh God, yeah.
He's a good actor.
He is a guy who I would love to be able to cast in something that would be like the thing where people go, hey, he's, like a Sundance thing or something like that, where it's like, holy shit, he's really good, man.
I think everyone knows, but people forget.
And every once in a while, he gets like, he did an arc on Ray Donovan where he was really good, and
man, you are the guy who is single-handedly making sure that people don't forget about.
Don't you ever forget about. I love Ray Donovan. I am one of those people who petitioned when they canceled it without giving an ending. I'm one of the people who was but I'm part of that mass crowd that made Showtime make a movie to finish the story. So. We let it be known we will not let Ray Donovan go quietly into the night. But if you know anything about the kind of stuff, the fact that I love Ray Donovan is not a surprise. It's about a tough
I actually am not
Boston guy who beats people up. Like
I gave it a couple of episodes. Or maybe even most of season 1.
So it's a lot of Boston accents and guys going, "Don't you fuck around with Ray Donovan."
Yeah.
But he did a good, and what I think is interesting on there is he played a big like Tom Cruise-esque movie star on there because you buy him as that. He should be that. He has that thing where on the show you go like, because sometimes when you see people play movie stars and stuff, you're like, I don't think so. But Shaq, you're going like, yeah, I do think he could be a guy who's carrying a franchise. Marvel, call him. I don't know who he play.
Call Jonathan Shaq.
He's got the jawline and stuff of a comic book drawing. I mean, it's why it's why he's good Jonah Hex.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, we have not even talked about the movie yet.
Can we talk about this poster that looks like 18 million other movies that came out of this time?
Yeah, that's something that we're going to keep running into. Again, it's like we got to look at Shadow the Vampire, and that was an interesting poster and a great movie.
We have to enjoy those while we can, because I think a lot of this season are going to be posters that look like this.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's the stack of faces and the...
But it's blue. But it's blue, man.
This time it is blue.
Look at how blue it is. Oh God, it's so blue.
It's very blue, and I think that is the Buffy influence.
Oh,
because Buffy leaned heavily towards the blue kind of aesthetic instead of red. They would use red occasionally, but again, the lettering is also that kind of edgy 90s.
Yes, I remember my DVD box set of Buffy. The first season was very blue like this.
It was very blue,
so blue.
But this is
and that thing those Buffy seasons got, because they were in those cardboard and they got roughed up because I watched those a lot.
Yeah,
that was on frequent rotation.
I still have because I don't have the Blu-ray. I still have that huge box set of the full.
Would you say that because you don't have? But this brings me to another petition I'm currently on. There has not been a Blu-ray release of Buffy.
There hasn't?
No, they've never done a nice restoration of it, and it upsets me to this day. I want nice high def versions of Buffy and Angel, and they don't exist yet.
I agree. There should be.
Yeah,
that's weird.
I know. People would buy. I mean, I can't be the only one. Those shows were hugely popular. I have X-Files.
No, of course you wouldn't.
Because I have the big Blu-ray set of the X-Files. I have all the Star Treks, But no, Buffy, they have.
Yeah, okay. I don't feel so bad. I've got that series box set, which is enormous.
So yes, it is enormous.
And it still has the old, like the because it goes back so far. Those DVD menus are hilarious.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I'm traveling through a crypt.
Oh man, those always started to irk me at a certain point. where you start to go like, I just want to watch these episodes, man.
Click on the
Please
episode.
go, and it's just like, whoosh,
like, don't you want to wander from tombstone to No, I don't. I really just want to watch the episode. Is that cool?
Yeah, can I just? Right? I'm trying to binge watch here. I know that hasn't been invented as a term yet, but some of us are trying to get through Buffy in a weekend, you guys.
Excuse me. Some of us are trying to get through Buffy. Yeah. Thank you.
Some of us would like to see the girls slay some vampires.
I like about the slaying always with the good.
She's a pretty girl who slays the vampires. Real good. How about this tagline, which is so good, is the only tagline that we have here. The night has an appetite.
Oh,
yum,
that's
yum.
actually not bad.
No, I just wish. I mean, if it was a better movie, I wouldn't make fun of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing with this too. You sit there and you're looking at this, and it has, the faces of the WB surrounding.
I just looked up Roswell on IMDb, and the promo poster for Roswell is basically the exact same thing, except it's kind of an orange.
Yeah, and you're like, look, here are the pretty young people.
Yeah,
they'll probably be shirtless. Even the whole thing is.
Oh wait, yeah, Roswell. I forget when you mentioned it. I forgot about it. I did love Shiri Appleby on there.
Oh yeah. Oh no, she was just the cutest. And I don't know how good of an actor she turned into because I don't think I've seen her in anything post. But
I feel. Oh, I watched that show. I watched that show where she was the producer of the Bachelor type show. That was kind of interesting.
Never saw that. I think I watched the first episode of the one where, like she ends up meeting her quasi grown-up daughter.
Oh yeah, isn't that a thing where what was that? Where
kind of a Gilmore Girls-y rip.
They had put her up for adoption, and then she finds her long lost parents or something like that.
Yeah,
I do kind of remember that.
And I was like, look at you being all grown up, Roswell. Shiri Appleby.
Unreal was the name of that show. Pretty good. Unreal. It was a drama about the making of a Bachelor type show and all about how they were like pushing people towards stuff and about it's basically just about how fake reality TV is. It's a pretty good little satire.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe it? And I think did we mention her just recently on the show? Constance Zimmer was on that show.
Oh, actually, a Zimmer Appleby?
Yeah.
A to Z?
Yeah.
A to Z?
I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's kind of an unsung little gem of a show.
All right, I'll look it up. I promise.
Yeah, it's probably on Hulu or something.
But anyway, what I was getting at is the whole thing is that this poster is the faces are surrounding this female figure, making you think
that she's going to be.
You have not seen it, she's going to be vital.
Yeah.
She is.
I mean, if I looked at this, I would think, oh shit, that's the vampire. It's a sexy female vampire. And they're all gonna run from her. Whatever. I mean, I will say though, we love Shaq, and I will say he is smoldering the most on this poster.
Oh God, Shaq! I will say this: he knows how to smolder.
Oh, the man
even in That Thing You Do, he smoldered because he was the angst-ridden creative.
Yeah, he was the John Lennon of that group, right? The serious, contemplative one.
The thing that I always will think of with That Thing You Do, and I thought about it a lot when I was in retail, is just how great he is in that bit where they're like going, well, you have to do this, or he goes, well, then I quit.
Yeah.
And he starts going with it, goes, I quit?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God.
Because it's like they need him to record a song, so he's singing into the mic going, I quit.
Yes.
I quit. I quit.
And
I quit, Mr. White.
Grinning while he does it, and I'm like, oh, that's how I want to walk out of every job.
But also he's kind of an asshole in that scene too, because that's. I mean,
no. They write
him as a very realistic asshole in that movie. He never verges into cartoonish, but it's just like,
no.
Oh yeah. Because Tom Everett Scott is so nice.
Clearly treats the sweetest woman alive terribly and all that kind of.
Oh man.
Like, okay.
Oh boy, talk about. I was just so in love with Liv Tyler in that movie.
I'm not even a huge Liv Tyler fan. It's just that character was done so well, and she embodied it well. Where you're like, yeah, she is unbelievable.
I don't know if I'd say I'm a huge Liv Tyler fan, but I generally like Liv Tyler.
Have been running a Liv Tyler fan site for the past 28 years.
She's not somebody I spend a lot of time thinking about, but when she pops up, so I go, oh, I like her. It's more that's kind of my relationship with her.
Yeah, there's that. She always ends up having to kind of win me back over. Not that she's ever been bad. It's just that I don't think about her much. And then I'll see her in something and go, Oh yeah, you are good. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't work a ton, I will say. I think she seems kind of choosy.
She's choosy.
Which
and she's coming back as Betsy Ross. And really, isn't that all we care about?
And she is a great choice for that. I love her in that part.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Anyway, we don't want to talk about this movie. Is that clear? Because what is there to say about this movie? But yes, I mean, this is one of those where the one sentence plot description is about all the movie is. A young man gets embroiled in a war against vampires.
Well, I'd say that if you are looking at the different pieces of art there on IMDb, and I don't know what country it's from, but it was released somewhere as Vampires in the Desert.
Oh my God, yes, that's perfect.
And that to me is where it's like going, yeah, Vampires in the Desert. That's all this is.
Yeah, and by Vampires in the Desert,
it is on a plane.
Yeah, it's Vampires in the Desert, and in classic fashion for. I do like. There's an orange variant of the poster that is basically just the same 5 faces moved around to different places, and then has an orange filter on it.
That's pretty classy.
Just like, there you go. There was the DVD release or whatever. That no one saw this, right? This thing came and went.
I think it did.
Yeah, $15 million budget, 8.7 worldwide gross.
Ooh,
that's not good. That's not
good.
Because why would anyone see? I mean, like I said, what audience? It's way too smoldery WB for horror fans, and it's way too horrific for teen movie fans. This thing is a disaster. It's so miscalculated.
Yeah, I will also say though that at no point did I care about any of these.
Oh no, the characters are. They're not even. It's not even they're unlikable. They're just so bland.
Yeah,
they're not likable. That doesn't mean they're actively unlikable. They're just not likable.
One of my favorite things about this is how they are at the end so desperately trying to build it into a series.
I mean, I actually thought the very last scene of this, I'm like, okay, so this was just a pilot for a WB show, right? This is shittier Supernatural. Very much the end. The end of it was like, wow, this is just might as well be what the end of Supernatural was, the pilot.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go fight vampires each and every week.
Yeah, me and you, buddy.
Out of nowhere too. Like they make it seem they act once again as if that relationship has been really important or something like that.
Well, again, this movie never built them as people.
No.
And so other than, and they even have scenes where they kind of like, yeah, well, my dad left my mom, but
that jammed in their backstory really made me laugh. Where you're like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah. And you're just sitting there going, great.
Well, we talk about that over on the Action Shelf because we see that scene a lot in those movies where it's just like they go like, oh wait, hold on, we can take the opportunity. Here's the point where we just stop the plot, do a little backstory, and it's almost like, check that box, we did it. See, we're a real movie.
It feels like a box that has been checked. Where they're literally sitting there with a
you can't say we didn't do character work. Look, here it is. We have the evidence.
Now we know why this guy's sad all the time. Moving on.
Moving on, and I mean, boy, I will say, much like Milhouse, when is he gonna get to his sister's wedding?
No. And they also build up the whole thing like, oh no, something else has happened to the car that he's going to be responsible for.
Yeah. They set up even the couple very weak threads that they kind of set up. They also just abandon and do nothing with.
Yeah.
This movie's so lazy. It's just lazy. It's just so. These movies piss me off because it's like there's no. I would rather, and I think we've talked about this before. We would rather a movie like take some big swings and fail, than this, which is just doing. This has no ambition whatsoever.
I will say, there is a very intriguing exposition dump about the history of vampires that comes out of nowhere, and also leads to nothing.
Well, I was gonna say that's the thing is like it's a very intriguing idea that plays into the plot in no way whatsoever.
That's right. Except for at the end, it was like, well, I guess that wasn't the one I was after.
Yeah. That means once again we'll have to go town to town every single week as two cool guys with sunglasses.
This is kind
when
of
they
weirdly,
both put on their sunglasses at the end.
know,
That also made me. They're horrible early 2000s sunglasses.
It's like they were trying to make a 77 Sunset Strip, but with vampire hunting.
I mean, actually, once again,
you and me, man, we're just gonna cruise around in our car fighting some vampires.
Actually, isn't that is Supernatural, right?
That is Supernatural. And no one had the guts to say that except for Brendan Jones.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I've never seen anyone go, wait a minute, Supernatural is just 77 Sunset Strip with monsters. And but don't worry, there's a million episodes. Sorry about a show that went on for like 15 years. All right, let's start off. I will say, is this the fastest into any movie we've done for there to be nudity?
Oh, you mean opening credits?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like within 30 seconds, there were boobs.
Possibly a Hammer.
Maybe a Hammer.
Maybe one of those Karnstein movies. Because,
boy,
so.
Here this guy thinks he's being cool and once again, automatically the blue filters are out from moment one here, where you've got is it Isabella Milo? Or
no,
Miko? Miko. Isabella
Miko.
Yeah. She's showering this blood off of her body. And we're and of course no lights are on at all in the shower, so there's just this blue filter, and her whole body's covered in blood.
I think that's what I remember them saying, like when they were announcing her, like on, I don't know, it could have been like a Maxim magazine or something.
Oh, 100%. It feels like
she's a new star, and she's so hot, even when she's fully covered in blood. And you're like, great.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, she went on to do other things, but
some stuff. I mean, she never really like had the thing.
No. But
she certainly has continued to work. Oh, she is in an episode of Supernatural.
Oh, good.
I mean, she's Polish, so I think she's done some stuff over in Poland.
Good for her.
I do like. I was looking on her IMDb, and there's a picture of her, like one of those studio photograph pictures of her hosting SNL. I'm like, what? Oh, it's SNL Poland, which I did not know existed.
Oh, it is true that other countries have the SNL
So she's got like the wacky portrait photos that they do when you host SNL of her on SNL Poland, which I just am now fascinated by.
We'll see if we can get you some episodes. Don't worry.
Oh, I already Googled it. They're on YouTube. You can watch them if you want to. I mean, I don't speak the language, so it makes no sense to me. But
I'm not getting a lot of the jokes.
And there she is. I mean, there's also a picture of her on it really looks a lot like the 8H stage. They I just love the idea of a TV studio in Poland is copying the look of an American TV studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 8H kind of looks the way it does because it's just Studio 8H. It's not.
Well, it's also been there since the 50s.
That's what I mean. It's sort of like, I just love the idea of like, we're going to craft a thing to look like a perfunctory production. Like, have your own design. What's Poland's? No, it'll just look like the American 8H.
They want it to look exactly like.
Yeah. And the same thing with, like I said, like these portraits. They're not as well photographed. By the way, I think I see here a picture of her from FHM. I think that might be what you were.
Oh, maybe that's it.
I mean, same thing. They're all the.
Look, I only read them for the articles, John.
Anything past looking at the cover of them on a newsstand was about, because I will see the whole attitude of them was not for me.
Well, the thing was, weirdly, at that point, and this is not me defending
the fine journalism done by Maxim and FHM.
No, but it was literally another source of entertainment news.
Oh, sure.
And I was just always about that. So
when I was a kid, I had a subscription to Entertainment Weekly, and Premiere Magazine. That was the other one.
And Premiere Magazine. Mm-hmm. I read those religiously, and I would also reach out and read these things.
You know what's sad? Entertainment Weekly is still called Entertainment Weekly, but it comes out monthly now.
Oh,
isn't that sad?
Not right. You know what? That's also, that's lying.
I know, it's still called it. By the way, she is coming off of having been one, as I think we might have mentioned this, or maybe just off mic, that she is one of the bartenders in Coyote Ugly, is what she had done before this.
Yeah, you said that. I've never seen that movie.
I did when it came out. Tonight. Okay. They're calling the shots was the tagline on that.
Oh.
But there she is. She's prominently featured on the poster, but she might as well just be a sack of meat in that too, really.
I think that was kind of the arc, is that you came out of nowhere, you were cute and could act, so you do the cute girl who can act movie, and hopefully you stand out from the other cute girls who can
But
act.
she didn't, obviously, because Piper Perabo was kind of the...
Piper Perabo was also the main character.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the other women who are in it too. I mean, obviously Tyra Banks was in it, who was already a supermodel. So,
that's unfair.
Well, and I don't think ever really
taking jobs away from less than supermodels.
She's also in 3 episodes of Deadwood, which I don't...
Isabella Miko?
Yeah, in season 2. She's in episodes 4, 5, and 6. I don't remember.
We have to talk about this movie, John.
All right, I'm just trying to place where...
diving.
This is, but I'm saying, like, the Coyote Ugly to this makes a lot of sense, where it's like, hey, that girl was really hot in that bartender movie.
Yeah,
we should put her in this sexy vampire. I will say, when I told friend of the show and Action Shelf co-host Michael Listman we were doing this, he goes, really? Sexy young vampires? Now that's a unique idea. Has that been done?
A brilliant marketing scheme when he hears one.
Has that been done? What a clever concept. Yeah. So we start on that.
Oh, wait. They're young and sexy.
Young and sexy.
Not wearing tuxedos and capes?
No. In fact, wearing as little clothing as possible, or if they are wearing clothing, it is this guy definitely, Brendan Farr definitely sets the record for douchiest vampire hunter we've ever seen.
Yeah,
and that will be tough to beat.
Admit that he's a douche often, which I found that refreshing. He's
Thank
like
God.
going, I'm just a slacker. He's basically a slacker Van Helsing.
Yeah. Finally, a Van Helsing I can relate to.
So
yeah,
who has the same songs on his Walkman.
But by the way, 2 Nickelback needle drops in this. 2 separate Nickelback cues. When the first one played, I go, is that Nickelback or just one of all the bands? And I look, no, it is. And then the song started over the end credits. I go, that's also Nickelback, isn't it? And confirmed, yes.
Wow.
Hey, you heard. I mean, that's just every band that sounded like that.
Yeah, the horror bands. Yeah.
And they're all just trying to do Pearl Jam, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we cut from her. We don't know what this is, but there's flashes of some kind of horrible act of violence happening.
This is something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
In addition to walking up to the man's door and telling him that he sucks, I would also say that isn't working. And by that, I'd be talking about his attempts to be artsy with, I'm not giving you all the information. I'm going to give you these flashes. He does this over and over and over again, where these images flash and you're supposed to be like, what was that? Is it a flashback, a flash forward? Is it? And it doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't matter at all. And he's just trying to be artistic. Every time a vampire kills someone, you get more of this nonsense.
Yeah. So we cut from that, though, to sunny L.A., and it's Kerr Smith, and he's a cool, hip, young film editor.
Yeah, he's a film trailer.
Yeah,
editor.
Man, he's just a trailer editor. And I love that this movie is bashing on, like, low-budget genre movies by saying he works for, like, a Troma or something like that.
Well,
right?
Clearly, even though it's not literally called that, every poster is a Troma film.
Yes, that's right.
I kept noticing that while he's walking through that office. I was like going, oh, Jesus. They just got all the posters from Troma.
Right, yeah.
Oh, there's Fat Guy Goes Schizoid or Nutsoid. Yeah. There's Stuck on You, a classic. There's all these things. I'm like going, did Troma just say, yeah, go ahead, use them?
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, it must have just been cheap. But I couldn't tell. So that's why I couldn't tell. I'm like, is this meant to be a commentary, though, where it's like, not only is he editing trailers, he's editing trailers for a trash company, and he wants to be cool and hip, I guess. He wants
to be a real filmmaker.
I guess. Someday. Much like Dawson Leary of Dawson's Creek.
I don't want to wait.
No, man.
For our lives to be over.
So, yeah, by the way, they went to Vanderbeek and Jackson for this first, right?
Oh, they totally did.
They went down the cast list.
It's like, it's finally your chance to be in a vampire movie, and they said,
no. I think I'd rather make a movie about Texas high school football or a secret society.
I don't want your life,
man. That is a terrible movie, but that is a hilarious accent.
That is, I don't want that your life. Quote is
what was in every trailer. I remember seeing that on TV all the time. I don't want your life. because he liked
the internet
books.
didn't exist at that point, or that would have been the first meme.
Yeah, and because he played football, but he liked books. That was the plot of that movie, you guys. And Joshua Jackson was getting pulled into a secret cult called the Skulls. All right. So yeah, he's.
I watched that one too, and I was like, "You're a talented young actor."
That was Joshua Jackson and Paul Walker, two guys about to ascend, but that's not a good movie.
It's like, get out of there, buddy. You deserve better.
It's true, and thank God he's doing Fatal Attraction on Paramount Plus now. A totally good career move. All right, so yeah, so he's like, I need all this stuff. Once again, who could care? They establish his friends who work here at the company with him. His asshole boss.
What? They're young and also CW-esque.
Yeah, the woman looked familiar to me. I couldn't place her though.
I didn't know who she was, but they just have that look, and then you're like, oh, they're establishing. Oh no, we'll never see them again. Or his boss, who's like,
shit, she was
You've
also
got 1 week to go to your sister's wedding.
You get 1 week.
Oh, I'm gonna fire you.
Could you owe me a trailer? By the way, that woman I recognized also on Roswell.
What?
Recurring. She was a recurring character, but she's in like a handful of episodes.
What's her name?
The actress's name is. Wait a minute. Was that who I was looking at? Sarah Downing.
No, not ringing a bell, but I did watch Roswell, so I'm probably familiar with it.
It looks like she didn't have a regular role, but she was on some Roswell, some Smallville, some Charmed. She was certainly somebody. She was a WB person, yeah. So, you know, and a CSI Miami. So maybe she and Brendan Farr worked together a few times. Anyway,
I hope so.
Their chemistry was just crackling in this one. But I did think, like, man, they're really establishing like his friend and this cute girl who works there and this mean boss, and none of this matters at all. Or how about the fact how much time we see of him getting the car that he's going to drive, and we meet a whole character and dynamic there. Why do we need any of this? Just start with him on the road.
It is so belabored.
If this movie had just my first note is just began with him already driving.
So for you guys at home who may be confused about what is happening plot wise, just the whole stupid thing of this guy who doesn't make a lot of money cutting trailers for a cheap movie company wants to go to his sister, and he's in LA, sister's wedding in Florida. He doesn't have the money, but turns out he's going to do a ride share thing where he's going to drive somebody's car all the way to Florida, and that's how he'll be able to afford
a vanishing point scenario.
yeah. So it's a nice BMW convertible kind of thing, and the whole thing is like, you do anything wrong, you fuck up this car, I will claim your firstborn. It's all this kind of stuff.
Hey, pal.
He's like, no, I won't. I'll be very good, thank you.
I'm a grungy garage owner, okay?
I am the grungiest of garage owners.
Where was John Polito, man? He was offered this first, right?
Yeah. I hope he was doing something better.
Oh, he could. I'm sure whatever he was doing, it was better than this. So
guaranteed.
So he takes off on the road. Man, I was waiting for a do. Here we go.
Oh God.
Like, but
I'm so glad we didn't get a do.
We got some kind of pump the jams music here though, as he's cruising down the road in his sweet 2001. God, these sunglasses, man. Awful sunglasses. I remember these sunglasses.
Well, I hate to admit I had some.
I will say I didn't have
they
these.
Were the smallish ones that were sort of oval and would wrap slightly.
Yeah.
Not like Bono's that were shaped like fly eyes, but they would.
I will say
around.
though, I mean, this is once again no surprise based on anything else. At this time, I would have had the official the ones from the Matrix. I had Keanu sunglasses from the Matrix that were not dissimilar to this, but in a similar fashion.
Yeah,
and that was very much. I was all about.
I'm really proud of you for owning that.
I mean, it's consistent with my pretty much everything.
You didn't leave a brother hanging where I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I had some just like these.
Yeah,
and I also drove around to do.
I have no idea what this song is, but in my memory, it's now been replaced by that. And man, boy, once again, this feels like a scene out of a 2001 movie when these hot chicks pull up to him and go, "Hey, buddy, where are you going? You should stop off with us for some shit." I don't know.
They're like, there's there's a party going on, and
he's
don't you want to join us?
And
you're gonna miss my boobs.
Oh, and as if I even need to confirm, this was a Playboy Playmate playing this part.
Oh, okay.
Well, that adds up because it's that thing we always talk about when it's like when you just need random nudity. It's like, oh, get a woman who's already like has no problem posing nude anyway.
Yeah, she's inured to the nudity.
But also such a necessary scene. So I'm really glad they were able to still get it in there.
Crazy necessary.
Yeah. So are they? By the way, are they vampires?
That's I was about to ask because the whole thing with this is they say join us at this party, and he's like, no, I'm sorry, I really can't. I have to be.
I'm on a tight schedule.
I'm on a tight schedule. Gotta get to Florida.
Sorry, I can't have sex with you random women. I'm on a tight schedule.
Another quote I have heard John Campbell say so many times.
Ladies, please, I've got places to be.
I have places to be. I am but one man. But the thing is they drive off into the distance.
Yeah.
And
disappear once again, much like Vanishing Point.
Yeah. Well, that's a good movie.
I like that movie a lot.
I mean, it's talk about something that doesn't really work entirely and doesn't make a lot of sense, but still interesting.
I mean, you talk about like prime 70s car movies.
Yeah. But this thing is that the director's trying to make it look like, is he hallucinating this?
Because he goes down sort of
the heat is warping, obviously. So when they drive off in the distance, their car is doing that wavy warping, and then it's just gone. And he's like, what?
But if he's hallucinating, why? What is that indicating?
This is all just the director going, this is great. I'm already establishing an uneasy atmosphere of supernatural.
No, that's the thing. This is the worst kind of thing where it's like it's a guy who goes, "I'm doing stuff," and you're like, "You're not though. You're just putting in stuff randomly. It has no meaning." But he thinks he's being artistic. Ooh, I hate that. Ooh, I hate that so much.
You know what? I invite you to tell him that when we go to his.
Yeah,
house.
Let's go. The knock, knock, knock. You, sir. How dare you? You suck.
You suck.
And yet this guy has made way more money writing movies than we have. And that's what I think about when I watch something like this, though. I go, how many people had way better scripts that this studio passed on and instead put money into this?
Yep.
That is so sad to think about.
It is.
I will say this guy has not written a movie since 2009, so I guess
he's due for a big comeback.
Yeah. I guess the
story.
The aforementioned remake of The Stepfather, which I did not see. I like the original Stepfather.
There's no reason to watch another one if you're not dealing with Terry Quinn. Terry O'Quinn or Terry Quinn?
I think it's Terry O'Quinn, who is amazing and
always
elevates that material so much in that original movie.
Yeah,
because that's kind of trash cinema, but he's so good in it.
Oh, it's definitely trash cinema.
But he makes it so compelling.
He actually acts the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So you go, wow, is this legit? And then your brain goes,
if and when we ever get to Meet the Slashers, we'll talk about that movie.
Yeah. I think, even though he's not a serialized, well, they did do sequels.
They did do sequels. That's the rule of thumb over there when we get there. So yeah. Right. And then immediately almost immediately after they disappear, his tire blows.
Blowout.
Oh no! Call Brian De Palma.
Where is John Travolta when you need him?
Why isn't John Travolta recording the sound of this tire blowing out?
Oh my god, and it would be so good.
Oh well, yeah, and another better movie.
A movie that makes me cry.
Oh god, yeah, that's a rough one.
Nancy Allen did not deserve that. She just didn't.
You could say that about her in most Brian De Palma movies, or in her marriage to Brian De Palma. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh wow, no. You got personal. We're gonna be hearing.
That's one of the. I mean, I do put myself in a Brian De Palma. It's like he's like a fucking nerd, and he married Nancy Allen and then cheats on it. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
You sit there going, "What?
That's Officer Ann Lewis, sir."
Than Nancy Allen.
Yeah, Officer Ann Lewis. Come on.
Yeah. I knew you'd do Officer Ann Lewis.
Well, because I've seen RoboCop like 50 times.
Yes.
All right. So he goes in there, and then we get our second grungy mechanic character in this movie.
Yeah. most of this section of the movie, which is where the plot is kicking in, he said with question marks.
We're approaching something plot like.
We're approaching a plot like substance.
Yep.
But you have to be careful.
Well, John Polito turned down the other mechanic. Tim Blake Nelson turned down this one.
Yes, this is very much what Tim Blake Nelson would have done had he really needed the money. But this is basically I guess I could put on another tire for you. You got money to pay for it? He's lost his wallet.
Where'd my wallet go, man?
Oh, no. But don't worry, I have this envelope of cash I was going to give to my sister for a wedding.
And we know all this because he goes, "Oh, I was going to give this money to my sister." I mean, yeah. I just want this guy to go, "I don't fucking care."
Yeah, I would have saluted. I would have gone, "Yep." Yeah. That is a filmmaker aware of what he's doing.
Makes absolutely no difference to me.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Can you pay for it?
Holy shit. Okay. I just clicked on the guy who plays this mechanic. He's in Near Dark.
No.
Yeah, he plays Highway.
Guys in a bar.
He plays Highway Youth. I think he's the guy who rats him out to the cops. Remember?
Oh.
There's the guy who goes, There's the thing where it's like, oh man, they're over there, and that's what sets up that police thing. I think that's him.
Holy shit! I think you're right.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Highway Youth.
He played the iconic character of Highway Youth. He's also
just like I was almost the iconic Leather Jacket.
He's also in
Jean Jacket. That's what
that's it. Yes, Jean Jacket. Yes.
In Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh man, and they're still talking about that performance.
If only we could have got that Jones guy, they'd still be talking about.
Wasn't there talk about you doing a recurring and maybe with the chance of a regular role on that?
Yeah, the actual show would have been called Jean Jacket.
It's like the idea of Walker
and it
going.
Would have been his,
Walker would have been like, I don't know, what do you think, Jean Jacket?
And I would just have my catchphrase, "Oh man, I didn't do nothing."
Well, I didn't say you. Okay, never mind. You're just as helpful as always, Jean Jacket.
I didn't do nothing.
This guy also in both Dances with Wolves and The Bodyguard. I have to imagine that.
Maybe he's a better guy than we're giving.
Well, I don't know. He has small roles in a bunch of stuff.
He plays a good dirtbag mechanic.
And once again, of course I remember him once again from Ray Donovan, where he played the unforgettable role of homeless man in one episode.
Oh yeah. God, he was good in that.
I can't that back and forth with him and Schreiber.
The way he radiated that he didn't have
when Ray Donovan went up to him and said, "You don't seem to have a home." That's too bad.
It's so stupid.
It was just a two-hander, man. That you could really. It was like the coffee shop scene in Heat between him and Schreiber and that. So he goes. Well, and I love this whole thing about he goes, well, can't I just put the spare tire on? The guy goes, no, man, pretty rough roads around here. You wouldn't want to drive around with just a spare tire on. So. Yep. It's just like there's so many things where this movie is going like, see, no, we connected the dots. And you're like, yeah, but it's so lazy just to have a character go, yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know you can't do that.
So he's staying in this is the only scene I did relate to Kerr Smith's character on, when he's sitting in his boxers watching an old Western movie with an open takeout food container. I'm like, that's me most nights.
Yeah, he's like, oh God, I'm stuck here in this nowhere town, and again, the whole thing of this supposedly being on the back roads of Texas.
Yeah,
the buttes and stuff that could have been New Mexico. By the time he's on the flatland, it could be Texas. Sure,
shot entirely in Arizona.
Sure, okay, Arizona. That makes sense.
But desert is desert for movies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And why put any more work into it than that?
Yeah. Well, apparently they shot in this town mostly shot in Welton, Arizona, because it's a population of just 2,000, because it's a snowbird town. So they got in there when most people aren't there and basically had run of the place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just them doing that thing of, I'm a guy stuck in this shit bag hotel, waiting out my car getting repaired. And what's that? Are my neighbors having a fight? Is someone being killed? Or are they having sex? I can't tell. It all sounds the same.
Man, that is every time. When have you ever stayed in a hotel where that wasn't the case? Are they fighting or fucking?
Or yeah,
that's my favorite motel game.
It is. Are they fighting or fucking, or is someone being drained of blood?
Yeah. Why not all three? It seems like is the case here. Now, okay, he's bitten somewhere in here.
No, he's not.
When is he bitten? Because that confused me.
He's bitten when they actually meet Isabella Miko, and his slacker buddy, new buddy, is like, "You gotta hold her down." They're putting her in the bathtub, and she's thrashing around.
But it happens. She bites him down. The movie treats it so like, meh, and then he's just like, "Yeah, you got bit."
He's like, "You got bit, and you're probably going to turn. It takes a certain amount of time, and that sucks, man."
It's classic. When these movies are terrible, a classic thing about them is always like nobody seems that like weirded out. It's all just like Kerr Smith takes the existence of vampires very easily.
Yeah, he does.
Well, there's only 90 minutes, so I can't get too bent out of shape about this. So yeah, and this is once again, this director is going like, ooh, it's all like, what is he's in sort of a fugue state, and man, it's all kind of wavy and strange, and what are these sounds I'm hearing? And then he loves when it goes to the next morning and there's the image of the blood on the shades of the motel room and the flies buzzing. Oh,
actually, I liked that.
I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
No, it's just where, for me, it's like, okay, so, the Kerr Smith, it would be better if he hadn't really zoomed the camera in on it, because it's better if it's subtle.
Yes.
Kerr Smith leaves the next day.
There is nothing subtle in this film at all.
He leaves the next day. The car that he saw outside the window is not there. So he's like, well, those fighting the fucker people, they're gone. But he walks by the window and he does not look. But the camera does linger and shows you that there's blood on the shades and there are flies buzzing around in there. That's pretty cool. But
it's fun. I mean, it's in isolation. It's not a bad image.
Yeah.
But by the way, J.S. Cardone said he was his script was his idea to combine Terrence Malick's Badlands and Catherine Bigelow's Near Dark. Fuck off.
I got a lot of the bad
Fuck off, man.
But it is a fuck off.
Dare you? I love both
off.
of those movies so much. Come on, Badlands.
I almost included that in my my opening about the marriage of films there. Because it does have that feel. And he's trying so hard to be like, no, this is a vampire flick for Americana. It's out there in the Badlands, literally.
And by the way, I look at it, the movie Kerr Smith was watching was 1957's 3:10 to Yuma. With
3:10 to Yuma,
with Glenn Ford,
which got a remake.
A remake I actually like more than the original.
Well, it has the benefit of being a later day Western where they can be more explicit and more grim.
Yeah, and more just like,
because those 50s classic Westerns are still...
you have to view them through their context, right? Like, it is sort of a thing where it's like, they're only going to get so gritty, even if they're dealing in gritty subject matter.
Exactly. And people will be sweaty, but they're not going to look as gross as they really would have back in the
Not like Ben Foster, who's got like rotten teeth in the remake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good in that. That guy's fantastic.
I like a Ben Foster.
I don't know. I don't think he's ever crossed into
I like
a monster.
Bananas Foster.
I don't think Foster's ever made a monster. I don't think we'll ever get to him on here.
What a shame.
Well, I mean, kind of good for him, maybe. That he
Depends on the monster flick.
It's true.
I mean, a really good monster.
Dude, I could totally see him pulling off like a werewolf role. That guy plays strung out and messed up so well.
He does.
And
I actually did an intervention for him, and then he was like, "I don't need it. I'm an actor. I'm just playing those parts." I was like,
I heard him on Maron fairly recently. He goes, when I was a kid, my dream was always to be on SNL. And then Maron goes, really? And he goes, everybody always says that when I tell them that. They're like, he goes, no, I always wanted to do comedy. And they're like, you would do a comedy? He goes, no one ever offers me one. Not ever. I would love to be in a comedy.
That's, I think, a thing where you get, it is typecasting, but people go, no, you're the guy who does this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've done that in other things.
Shouldn't you be some kind of heroin addict waving a gun at people or something?
That's what I want to see you do.
Could you be a soldier reckoning with PTSD of some kind, or?
Yeah, I guess. But look, I've got a tight 5. Just let me go up.
Can't you?
I got funny stuff.
So yeah, he wakes up in the motel. Yeah. Let's see. And this is where he meets. Oh yeah. Who? By the way,
when he drives away from the motel.
Yeah.
And he had been told explicitly by first scumbag, don't pick up any hitchhikers. You gotta keep on it to get to Florida. So he picks up a hitchhiker.
Well, he does.
The hitchhiker offers to.
Yeah, Brendan Fair keeps trying to go. Come on, man, you just got to take me. Then he goes, I can't, man, I really can't. He goes, well, fine, I'll pay for the gas. And Kurt Smith is like, sold.
Yep. And Brendan Fair looks like
his hair is horrible in this movie.
It's horrible, but it is so of its time.
God damn,
The whole thing of it looks like he's just left his band.
Yeah.
It's just that thing where I hated that look, even though I was living through that time.
Yeah, God, this is the worst. That
and it was so widespread.
It was so it was that thing where it's like, I'm not cutting my hair, but I'm obviously cutting my hair very purposefully.
Yes, I'm purposely making it look disheveled and ragged because that's the
look. You talk about the WB, everyone on the WB looked like that.
WB?
The WB. I mean, I was a middle schooler, high schooler in this era, so of course I was watching all the stuff with these guys in it.
It's okay, man.
But I was also watching the practice, so I mean, I was kind of a weird kid.
You were, and I'm sorry to bring that up in front of all these people.
It's just like, you talk to me at this time, it's like, my favorite shows are Smallville and Boston Public.
Yeah. Good shows. Well, at least one for a while.
Well, yeah. Both kind of for a while, actually, because even Boston Public went well off the rails eventually.
That's true. I was like, what's her name? Jessalyn, was that her name?
Oh, Jessalyn Gilsig.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, and of course I was very excited when Jerry Ryan joined the cast eventually.
I know you were.
Yeah, who we already talked about being horribly wasted in another movie a while back.
Man. Her and Jonathan Shake should have been in a better vampire movie.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
It's the only problem is they're just both so terrible to look at. If only they had the looks.
The only problem is they're hideous exteriors.
So yeah, and immediately you gotta love I fucking hate this guy immediately because they're driving down the road and he just cracks a beer.
I know, he's like, look, I'm not driving, you're the one driving. He's like, I just can't be pulled over, don't you understand?
I don't know.
And he's and then he goes, okay, tosses the can. Guess what?
Cop pulls him over for that. And also, what is the point of this? Because this cop, we don't even see the cop. It just whoop whoop, and then it just cuts, and they have the ticket.
It's for comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Was I supposed to?
You told me to get rid of the can.
You said
and
to
now
chuck
I
it,
have
man.
A ticket.
And immediately, I'm digging this crackling odd couple dynamic. Now they did the front page on stage after this, right?
They did. And then the Sunshine Boys.
Yeah, that's right. They did a whole run of Neil Simon stuff after this. That was.
Oh my god.
Their Sunshine Boys was unforgettable.
No, it's garbage.
No. Oh. I do kind of want to see at least a little bit of WB Odd Couple.
Yeah.
No, it's garbage, brah.
Yeah, they're way too young and pretty, and it doesn't make any sense.
My wife walked out on me, bro. That sucks, man.
Just to hear the Soundgarden version of the classic theme song.
Yeah.
All right,
they're driving along.
They're trying to do that where Smith really is a nice, upstanding young guy.
Yeah.
And this guy seems to be, we'll find out he's heroic later.
Well,
do you love that they have a total slacker?
After
he even calls himself a slacker.
Yeah. Is there anything worse than a guy calling himself a slacker? Yeah. Fuck off, man.
A fuck off guy who was probably
by
in
the way,
his 40s writing the screenplay.
That, by the way, that's about the 8th fuck off I think we've said to this movie, because that is my poll quote for this. Fuck off says Meet the Monsters.
I mean, I will say this again, the anger comes from me having to watch it, not because I really thought this isn't one where I'm like, oh, missed opportunities. There was good stuff.
No, there's here. Really not. There's
nothing.
There's nothing good, and it's having to watch it, and as we talk about, just the sheer waste of resources.
I did okay. All right, another slight admission. I thought the concept of a young slackerish Van Helsing is not a bad idea.
No, like in a very broad concept idea, yes.
Yeah, because it's like that's not what you expect. And
once again,
I like the way that
I think that might be the show Supernatural.
Yes, I like the way this movie never explains where he gets all of his info. We know that he himself was bitten.
Yeah, but that's not like you're not imparted with vampire info, obviously, as a result of that.
Yeah, it's like he's sitting there telling the history, and he has a cure-ish kind of thing.
What you need, if you're going to do young slacker Van Helsing, he should be teamed. I mean, it's kind of like they almost did in Dracula 2000, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, just at least explain. Maybe he had some sort of, he mentored or whatever, was mentored, because this just goes... I guess he just went to a lot of
Rutger Hauer in this thing? You know, that's
and where is Rutger Hauer? I'm always asking that.
I ask that all the time, man. Miss that guy. Miss him so much.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but I do like, and what a slacker he is, because you gotta love. They're just two bros, so they're having a conversation at a truck stop urinal. And he's going, he goes, what are you complaining about, man? You don't even live in this county. They're not going to extradite you for a, littering charge. Yeah. You know what? Actually, that I thought it was weird that he said rock and roll. Did he? I did too. I got to look here at a picture of him, because does he have, if he doesn't, it feels like he has leather wristbands.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were about to say a soul patch. I was about to go, no, but he does seem like he would.
Yeah, he's missing a couple things. He does not have leather wristbands, but he does always have the headphones around his neck.
Yeah, because you need it.
Because when I'm pumping my jams. He does have that wispy 20-something beard, though.
He does.
I mean, that, once again, that, like, clearly he's shaving his face with, like, a mustache trimmer to get just the faintest hint of hair. He's sculpting. That's what I mean. Everything about this guy, he's like, I'm just a slacker. I'd move from place to place. But you're like, you were spending a lot of time to look like this.
That was that period, man. The distressed jeans, acid wash jeans, where you're sitting there going, they literally worked those jeans over. It was not about how often they wore them. It was like they bought them with the holes pre-made.
I remember this, and I remember rolling my eyes at the time. There were plenty of other things I was, fell into it, but at this time I was like, no. Also, I just remember being like, it costs what? Oh, God.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was my thing where I'm just like, I don't care.
So to wrap it up, they run into some vampires. They win, and that's it.
So well, let's talk about when they meet. They're out there driving. All of a sudden, here comes Jonathan Scheck and his crew, and they go, "Hey, man, can we get a jump?" And immediately, talk about vampires with no chill. They are always staring dead-eyed at people. Hey,
they are literally announcing in every frame, we are the undead. We are vampires. They are constantly just looking at you like going, hey, dinner. Sorry, sir.
No, it is the thing. There's none of the, like, we mentioned Lost Boys, or even Near Dark to a certain extent. There's like a cool mystique to the vampires in those, where you would at least be like, they're letting people come to them.
They are so intriguing just as walking around. So in other words, they're drawing them in with their own charm.
Yeah.
And this is not that. This is just, I'm going to keep on getting in closer and asking you innocuous things like, can I bum a smoke? Can we get a jump? Can I have a beer?
Well,
but
the other
they
thing is,
have a look in their face where in the Lost Boys, there's a little bit of that, but they did look like very trendy teenagers, but they looked like teenagers just having fun. That was kind of the thing, is like, oh, you could almost buy them as just being local rebellious teens. And here, these people just constantly licking their lips.
Hey, yeah, I know. And the other thing, and this happens later in the movie, they're even bad at, like, Jonathan Schaech constantly has to put himself out front because later the female vampires with him lures a couple guys in and they're like, "Hey, sweetie," and then he's like, "What's up?" And then they're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Get out of there, Schaech. The sexy girl is working. And even here he's going, "Can you give us a jump?" And Kerr Smith is playing like, I guess, man. Like, this is all very disturbing to me. He's turned off by this. Jonathan, lead. I don't understand. You have some hot girls with you. Lead with that. Why are you, Jonathan Schaech, approaching heterosexual men going, "Can I help you?"
That we're not using the characters' names because
I don't know. I looked at that. I had thought that earlier when I said Brendan Fair, and I
remember one of them is Sean, right?
That Kerr Smith is Sean. Brendan Fair is Nick, and that doesn't sound right at all.
No, it doesn't.
Isabella Miko is Megan. I don't remember them ever saying her name.
Not till the very end. Not till the very end when they run into the woman who helps them, and she's supposed to be a character we're supposed to get to know and care about, but there's nothing built there.
You mean you're talking about the final screen appearance of Carrie Snodgrass?
I think it's Snodgrass.
No, it's Snodgrass.
Snodgrass, right.
Snodgrass.
That's where the E
This was her final film appearance.
I am sorry for that.
Always a good actor. I mean, she was, she was a solid, but I mean, she was never like a huge star, but you look through her IMDb, she was a solid actor and stuff for decades. Luckily, she did do some TV and did do a West Wing after this, so thank God. But
oh yeah, I do remember on West Wing actually.
Well, West
Good
Wing.
for her.
West Wing was a fucking masterpiece.
It was. Again, I ate a cookie and sat in the chair. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, that's my claim to fame.
Oh God.
I sat in the president's chair, put my feet up on the Oval Office desk, and I ate a prop cookie, which was a real cookie that had probably been in there for weeks.
And then fake Secret Service actors removed you. Mark Harmon came in as a Secret Service agent.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
But no, and then I met Elizabeth Moss, and we got married, and everything was very happy.
I didn't know you were married to Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah. I never tell that story. But anyway.
She is so charming, I might go, you know what? I would at least investigate it if the concept of dating her was on the table.
I would look into that.
I'm like, anyway. You know what? You're very likable, Elizabeth Moss.
What I was bringing up there is that during this scene, our Brendan Fair guy, he's scoping them out like suspiciously, even though he's helping them. Well, Kerr Smith is looking obviously like, these are weird dudes. But Brendan Fair's like sizing them up. And then when they drive off, the vampire guy's like, that guy was a hunter. Why did you let him go?
Yeah.
He was clearly a hunter.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to entice us as the audience. Like, what? The slacker is a vampire hunter?
And by the way, what is Schaech's response for why does he let him go? He doesn't really have one.
He doesn't really have one?
He's like, that guy's a hunter. Why'd you let him live?
Yeah. He doesn't know what we're up to, and besides, we needed a jump. I have no idea. I don't know what it is.
I love the idea of these vampires just really needed help, so I'll even take it from a vampire hunter because we're really just in trouble here.
Well, actually, that is kind of a plot thread because weirdly, these powerful vampires, especially Jonathan Schaech, who's apparently one of the old ones, that's always what they do. They're still reliant on day drivers. We find that out later, and that's the role played by another CW guy, Simon Rex,
who's a very good actor. Did you see Red Rocket?
No, I heard great things about it, but I haven't seen it.
Fantastic, and he's one of it's exactly what I'm talking about with the Jonathan Schaech thing, where it's like, here's a guy I haven't thought about in forever, and then I see him, and then I go, holy shit, he can do that? Who knew he was that good?
I mean, I remember. Was it Jack and Jill?
Oh yeah,
that was shot on the lot when I worked there.
Was that Amanda Peet? Wasn't that? Is that right?
That was Amanda Peet.
Yeah,
and that was what's her name from American Horror Story? And all the things that
Sarah
Brian
Paulson
does.
Sarah Paulson, because they're still best buds to this day. Amanda Peet and Sarah Paulson. You always see them together.
And Selma Blair.
And
so those, I think, were all the actresses on that show. But it also had
Hamilton Berger.
What?
Hamilton Berger was on there. The Justin Kirk.
Justin Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Love him.
It did not last.
It did not.
Were nice.
I remember that being on. They did 2 seasons. I remember I don't think I was.
I remember thinking that the cast was actually much better than the material.
Well, I mean, you look at almost all of them have gone on to be well-known and well-thought-of actors. Jamie Presley also.
And actually, I haven't seen Amanda Peet in a long time. She needs to get
She's
back
on.
in it, 'cause I always liked her.
What are you talking about? She's on Paramount Plus's Fatal Attraction. She's
haven't.
playing the Ann Archer role of the wife that Joshua Jackson cheats on.
I haven't.
You know why? Because I hear it's terrible, believe it or not.
Well, you know what? It will just make me sad, because is this the show why Lizzie Kaplan couldn't do Party Down?
Yes.
Then fuck it.
She was busy.
I love Lizzie Kaplan.
I love Lizzie Kaplan
I love
too.
Joshua Jackson.
I love Joshua
like
Jackson.
all these people.
And Amanda Peet.
when
They're
they
all
did the
very
bad
good.
things-
They're all very good. But I hear this show is terrible. And Lizzie Kaplan was just in Fleischman's in Trouble, which I loved on Hulu.
I didn't watch it.
She's great in that. That's a good use of her.
That's not a surprise, because she's great.
Yeah, but that's like that was like, oh, she's like funny but gets to do dramatic stuff.
She will not be ignored.
I have heard that the attempts to put a feminist spin on it still land on bitches be crazy, though. No matter what you do, the thing still lands on. It's still not a great look for women.
Maybe it is just bitch be crazy.
Yeah, just
Can
this
we
one
just say
bitch
it's
be
not
crazy.
about all, because the wife isn't crazy.
I haven't seen this. Oh, I've also heard stretching out that 2-hour premise to 8 hours is intolerable.
It's an 8-hour series.
Yeah, it's an 8-part series that's following.
I knew it was a series, but I didn't think it was that long.
It's an 8-part series, and they go like that movie just barely fit into the 2-hour block.
Is one of the episodes just her boiling the bunny? Like for an hour, she's boiling that bunny?
I don't want to get into this on here, but I have read stuff about it that we can talk about after the fact about how they've stretched it out.
Also, let's protect the kids at home who are listening to this.
I think okay, so they do that. There is a I did write down. Fair has a very timely Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky joke in here.
Oh God!
When he talks about what's the point of, isn't he talking about why he's a slacker? What's the point of work if you can just blow the president or something like that?
He does, and
hilarious stuff.
I've said this often. There are times where you can, and it's almost always a monologue, where you can see the screenwriter patting himself so hard on the back.
Yep.
And his this is the state of the world circa 2001 speech is horribly written.
Yeah.
And it is all just like, we're all digitized, tied into the net. We got our MTV, but it's all this nonsense. And it dates it incredibly, obviously, but it's also just, and I bet Brendan Fair is like, this is my showcase. This is going on the reel.
This is what this was the audition scene, right?
This was the audition speech.
Yeah,
yes,
this
exactly.
is it, man. This is where they tried to get Joshua Jackson to come in and read this.
Oh, God. No one could survive a speech like that with their career intact.
It's amazing. He's still working. So this is where they come out of, because this is they're in like a bar or something, and they come out of there, and this is where they see this girl who stumbles off of a bus, and they're like, hey, man, what's going on over there?
Yeah, Isabel Miko is not having such a good day. Mm-hmm. She's all twitchy. Everyone in the bar is like, look at her. She's got to be freaking on drugs. She's on so many drugs.
Drugs,
you can
man.
see it.
Drugs.
Kids today, what with their drugs?
I mean, you talk about a scene written by a 40-year-old man. You know how kids are with their drugs and whatnot.
She doesn't say a word, and guess what? She won't for the next 55 minutes.
By the way, this director was 55 years old when this movie came out. This writer-director.
Okay, I'm 55 years old. I'm 54.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to try to write anything for 20-year-olds.
No. Not in any kind of like, and certainly not in any kind of way.
I'm writing from a perspective of the 90s.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not in any kind of way that's trying to be real modern and on the pulse.
Yeah.
Because honestly, even when like 25-year-olds are writing 20-year-olds and trying to be real modern, it's stupid.
I would probably put something in there like on fleek, and then someone would go, that was literally 7 years ago.
That's like, always the thing where it's sort of like, I don't want to chase being hip and modern. I like the stuff that's a little bit more timeless.
Yeah.
And whereas this is the same attitude we've been seeing a lot, like the Dracula 2000, where it's like, here you go, this is kids, this is your vampire movie.
Yeah, it's trying
and
really
yet
hard.
Nerds like me, who were the kids of this time, are going like, no, we're still just watching the Lost Boys, man, because it still rules.
Yeah.
So so they go over. And they're like, oh, no, she seems like she's... Oh, and also, this woman is chasing her down to pay for a cup of coffee. Who's going to pay me for this coffee?
I know.
Are you gonna really, like, potentially put your body on the line for a 75-cent cup of coffee?
Oh, 75 cents. That really takes me back to 2001.
I don't know. I feel like that's about right, probably.
Probably, but also don't forget that you'd immediately followed up with do 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 do.
Okay. I have to go on this slight sojourn, and I know this is turned into a needlessly long episode, but this actress, Elizabeth Berendez, who plays this waitress, also played Lucy Lane on Lois and Clark, and is in a film that your friend directed.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. It's amazing that she had one line here. She didn't have a huge career, but yes, she was in what ended up being called Monster Hunter.
Or Natural Selection, depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah, Natural Selection was my friend Mark Bristol's first feature film. And he just directed his second many, many years later. Good for Mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's very attractive and a decent actor. But in this movie, she shows up for one line.
I was gonna say she made absolutely no impression on me with a single line of dialogue. But yes, she's still. I mean, she pops up. She's still working and stuff. She's unfortunately, she's been in a number of Van Damme action shelf movies.
She's quite good in Natural Selection or Monster Hunter.
I will say that is one of those weird ones where IMDb listed as Natural Selection, but then the profile picture says Monster Hunter. So
yeah,
you know who knows what the movie's called.
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be Natural Selection, and let's go with that. But I've never said to Mark, dude, why didn't you ever introduce me to someone who played an important Superman character?
Yeah, she was Lucy Lane in 3 episodes. And I would say, oh my God, you worked with Oates Diner waitress from The Forsaken? Holy shit. Remember when she asked Isabel Miko if she could pay for her coffee? And so that was
literally 2 years after Natural Selection. That's not a great, arc.
Well, I mean, this is a bigger movie, right? Conceivably.
Well, sure, but one line.
Yeah, I did. I mean, but that's how it works, unfortunately.
It is very unfortunate. And I'm sorry that we brought it up.
So they pay for her coffee, and they take her because Ferris says, "Oh, I think I know what's wrong with her."
Mm-hmm.
And so they take her.
Again, he hasn't let on to Guy Kersmith that he knows about vampires, fights them. He hasn't said a word about that.
No, he's doing that classic thing that we always see these vampire hunter characters do, where it's like, there's something wrong with her. I think I know. I need to check for something. And they're like, what is it? He goes, later, man. There's no time.
He's like, we should be getting her to a hospital. He's like, no.
He goes, give me a whole bunch of ice. That's what he asked him to do.
We need ice. But she's really sick. Trust me, we need ice.
And then when he comes back into the room, he stripped her naked. And he, like I would assume, is like, what the hell, man? Because it looks like he's raping this woman.
I did appreciate that at least they had Kersmith's character react the way a human would, which is, what are you doing to her, man?
I mean, what would this be other than a sexual assault? Like, I mean, are you... And he's just like, no, trust me. And of course, the vampire bite mark on her is right on the crotch.
Well,
right in the crotch area.
The reason he's stripping her, not only is he about to put her in the bath, but also he is looking for a bite. Because he is like, I'm pretty sure she's turning into a vampire because I know this shit. And then he is stripping her and looking for a bite.
Trust me, I know from vampires, okay?
And he's looking at all the normal places, like the neck and the inside of the arm, the inside, and he's like, right above her panty line.
That's
is
where
the bite mark.
That's where Shek goes, man. That's his thing.
Look, I don't want to, but I've heard that's true in real life, man.
Hey, man, that's Shek. That's classic Shek. Hey, man, he was married to Christina Applegate, I think, at this point. So,
oh man,
not bad, Shek.
Not bad at all.
They are not still married, but still.
No, yeah. Love doesn't last, John. That's all I wanted to say. Love doesn't last.
Well, and then in Hollywood, it really doesn't last.
No, it doesn't.
Ooh, he's on Marriage Number 3.
But this is the one.
This is the one. Well, they've been married since 2013.
Yeah,
so
third time's the charm.
Yeah, but he married Christina Applegate the same year this movie came out. So,
by the way, we are not divorce shaming. That's also very important.
I am not divorce shaming, but I do think once you start to cross past 3, maybe marriage isn't for you. Maybe
examine some stuff.
That's sort of my thinking. You know, when people have like 5, 6 marriages, it's like maybe you need to look at yourself before you get into something's wrong here. That's my thing. I'm not shaming, but I'm just saying think about some stuff, folks. And you don't have to get married.
You don't.
Yeah. Don't worry. And he dumps out Farrah puts her in the bath, and then Kerr Smith opens up Brendan Fraser's bag, which has just a bunch of loose vials and pill bottles. And once again, he goes, "What the fuck are you up to, man?" And he just goes, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing."
Yeah, he's like, I promise, let you in on all this stuff, but you're not ready for it right now.
Doesn't he have some kind
I'm just trying to get this chick cooled off.
He has some kind of line that's like, "Bro, all will be explained later."
He really does. And by the way, bro is not John being funny. Bro is actually mentioned unironically 2 or 3 times.
It is, yeah. I mean, that is exactly the kind of line that he has here. And yeah, it is something about that, like, I promise, man, you'll know everything later. But he is putting this on. I've seen Brendan Fraser and other stuff, and he isn't like this and that. This is not his normal persona.
This is what he was asked to do in the early 2000s.
Because, like I said,
same as on Roswell, only got to be hunky and brooding.
A couple years after this, he's a pretty straight-laced cop on CSI Miami. You know, like
there you go.
And there he's got a crew cut, and he's just going, "Well, David Caruso, I ran the evidence on whatever." You know,
that's all you.
And then David Caruso took his sunglasses off and looked at him sideways and said a one-liner.
And then,
never missed CSI Miami was on. That was appointment viewing for me. I loved that.
I will take your word.
I loved it the most of all of them.
I have watched CSI of I think every branch at least once.
I also like New York because I love me some Sinise.
I know you do. And actually, fair cop. He's great.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, always great. So let's see. Oh yeah, so while they're doing that, we cut to Schick. This is very Lost Boys-esque. You've got these douchebags out in the desert shooting off guns, and Schick and his crew roll up on them.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Can we party with you?"
Yeah, they're out like doing like a kegger out in the middle of nowhere, and one of them has a gun and is shooting, and they say dumb jokes to each other. They're all stupid. And then
who could forget? Doop doop doop.
That did feel very Texas,
doop.
But
yeah, I thought that was some dead on dialogue.
Yeah.
Doop doop doop.
That is the feeling this movie gives you. Well, we're doing things. And yeah, so the vampire's like, "Hey, can we get a beer?" And they're like, "No, fuck you." Actually, the guy goes, "Oh, you want a beer?" Like the alpha male guy comes
and you know where this is going.
He's like, "Toss me one" to his buddy, and the buddy tosses him a beer.
Toss me a beer.
Then alpha male shakes it up, opens it, and of course it just goes all over Jonathan Schick, vampire.
He is
and
not.
Actually, you know what?
This is pretty interesting. He takes it.
Oh yeah, but did you ever read DC Comics' I, Vampire?
Oh yeah.
It sounds silly, but that was actually the name of a series with a character who was like a good guy vampire from the colonial days, and he had black hair with a white streak in the front.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there going, Jonathan Sheck would be an awesome. I can't remember the character's full name.
I can't remember. It's been a while. I did read that though, but
yeah, he originated in House of Mystery.
Yes.
So yeah, that's me campaigning for Jonathan Sheck even now.
Even now,
at his
or more.
age.
I'll say more Jonathan Sheck as Jonah Hex. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a full-on Western with Jonah Hex without the Atom showing up, and I will watch it.
That fucking Jonah Hex movie. A Jonah Hex movie could be awesome, but that movie was
good,
terrible.
but that was not the take.
And that was what Josh Brolin said. He goes, when I signed on, it was an R-rated movie in the vein of Pale Rider, and then it just kept getting compromised. I'm like, yeah.
And then he ended up fighting a mechanical spider. Jesus Christ!
Not Peters!
Shaking your fist at the sky.
Yeah. So yeah, and of course, then he goes, how do you like that, bro? And he goes, well, how about one for my friend? And then when this guy goes to toss him another beer, Jonathan Sheck just punches his heart out.
Yep. And again, this movie is trying to go like, yeah. Again, you're not ready for how intense my vampire movie is. And most of us are like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a fast kill. And all right.
I mean, yeah, and he's holding. I mean, I do. The only, once again, Sheck's a good actor. So the only thing I kind of like is holding the guy's heart, and he just goes, huh, and then just drops it. That was kind of fun.
And then he is required, as per vampire movie, lick the blood off your hands.
Yeah.
Lick the blood off your hands.
Yeah. I mean, it just, yeah, everything here, all the vampire stuff is very rote.
Oh, very. And it's also really sparse for a vampire movie. This really is about bros in a car. Bros hanging out in a car.
Bros in a car. That was the original title, actually, was Bros in a Car.
Bros in a Car.
Then it became Vampires in the Desert.
Vampires in the Desert. Yeah, they're like, all right, we do have to acknowledge some of the vampirism.
Yeah. All right.
We should also throw in the location. The desert? Yeah, okay.
I say, you know what I say? Don't bury your lead on your title. Just call it Vampires in the Desert. Just call it Snakes on a Plane. Whatever, man.
Maybe we should just call it Mute Blonde Girl.
Sure.
No, sorry. Mute Naked Blonde Girl.
Oh, now we're selling tickets.
Yeah, cha-ching.
That's the thing is, like, that once again, it's not like, I mean, yeah, she's naked, but you're not like, hoo-hoo. You're more just like,
Well,
is she okay?
I mean, the only time she's naked is when she's
unconscious,
like,
completely distraught.
Or dying. She's being thrown in a quick.
I mean, much of this movie could have not been her, but instead some form of very well done dummy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been seeing any of the behind the scenes stuff from Guardians Volume 3 with the dummy Chris Pratt. That is so realistic. Like, that might as well be what is being used here for most of this movie.
Isabella, this is no comment on you. This is what you were given, okay?
Like I said,
and I know that you're listening to this right now. We want to make
she's
it clear,
a big fan.
Not your fault.
No, this is no Coyote Ugly for you.
This is no
a movie I have not seen since it came out. But
oh, liar, Mr. 4K.
I've got a 4K of that. I want to see those touching John Goodman scenes. Because he's her father going, "You're doing what?"
But I like that. Just out of context, you're saying touching John Goodman scenes, which are now scenes of touching John Goodman.
Well, you got.
I don't want to watch that movie.
I have the unrated cut.
Does he get up on the bar?
He shakes it.
Oh
God. No, that's one of those things where you're doing what? It's like nothing. They're not stripping. They're just dancing on a bar. It's really.
They're just dancing on a
bar.
bar.
It's pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's. Oh yeah. So he's just once again. It's trust me, bro, as I inject mysterious liquids into this woman, and then this is I think when he starts going, oh no, you must have been bitten too, man.
Yeah, because Kerr Smith starts to do the coughing and I don't feel so good thing, and he's like, holy shit, you got bitten.
Yeah.
Now I have to tell you exposition. Now I get to tell you that vampires are real, that you've been bitten by one, so has she. I had been bitten once long ago. There is a cure. You have to kill the one that made you. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I'm going to load my gun because I'm a badass. And guns do stuff in this world, I guess. do guns the guns only affect the because we get to that about, well, why are you calling them the Forsaken? Well, you can only kill the Forsaken if they're on hallowed ground.
Yes, this is their made up vampire rules, as you always get them.
I guess is the idea, unless it's just the sun that kills them, because when that woman gets blown up in the trunk, because I guess that you're not killing them, the sun will kill them.
Yes, but if you are attempting to kill them without the sun, then it is about you've got to be on hallowed ground.
Which is like, okay, that's not the worst idea.
No, but again,
it's executed so poorly. It doesn't. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Like, yeah, sure, there are some broadly okay ideas that in a completely different movie could be interesting.
Yep.
And this also when there's this weird thing too where he goes, well, what are all these pills? He goes, well, when they were making the HIV medication, there's some blah 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 going. It's like a side effect of other.
They were trying to make some sort of HIV drug, and instead of I guess I don't know, it boosts up some sort of like red blood cell count, or it's
a bunch of gobbledygook bullshit.
That's exactly what it is.
This whole movie loves gobbledygook bullshit.
But it really only drops it in certain parts. It's not like it's a lot of this.
No,
it's just that when it happens, you just sit back and let it wash over.
Well, because it's all jammed in there like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, moving on. There you go. There's your fucking answers.
And there's something about there are... it is a virus. Vampirism is a virus, but it was originated... Holy hell. Okay. It was something about... He goes, don't believe all that Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, that's Dracula. Which I loved. He goes, that's bullshit. Now here's some other different bullshit that is true. Yeah, he goes,
that's bullshit. Instead, it's the angel of the pit who is talked about in this book of the Bible.
Yeah.
And somehow his curse spread to 9 like king vampires. So yeah, this is clearly setting up a series, either a TV show or it's like we've got to track down the 9 elder ones. And he goes, I myself have taken out a couple of them, but they weren't the ones that I.
Because that's the thing. The only way this will keep these drugs will keep the symptoms at bay.
Yes.
But in order to completely cure yourself, you have to kill the vampire,
elder vampire, one of the 9 that turned the guy or whoever turned you.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm exhausted just from doing that.
But I just love the idea of going like Dracula bullshit. Here's some other equally stupid nonsense that's totally real.
Like, oh no, man, Dracula.
Dracula's dumb. How about this more complicated, convoluted explanation? Sure. Yep. Yeah, whatever.
And again, the one thing that is never explained is, all right, so it is a shame that you got, bitten and you almost turned into a vampire yourself.
That's really too bad.
Are you going to explain how you knew about this cure and this angel from the pit?
How does he know all the history? And 2, where did he run into these drugs?
I know. Who's your man?
Yeah. Yeah,
who's your hookup?
This guy should have a guy in the chair, right?
Yeah, he needs a guy in the chair.
I mean, once again, I don't think Supernatural's like an amazing show, but it's like a thing in that. Well, I think it's fine. What I've seen of it, I've enjoyed enough. But like in that, I believe the whole idea is they come from a lineage of monster hunters. So there's all these things handed down throughout the generations. It's like that makes sense. They're accumulating knowledge.
Well, that's a guy version of the Slayers.
Yeah. I mean, it is that.
There's always a watcher with a slayer who will tell you all the stuff you need to know.
Right. And so it's just like, well, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's our father, and he can teach us about this. And his father was Skinner from the X-Files. And
that is a good lineage, I got to say.
That's not bad. All right. So I just want to skip we don't need to do all of this stuff here.
No, literally. Okay.
I mean, there are 2 separate car chases that are about to happen here.
I was about to say this. Basically, all it boils down to is vampires are aware that Isabel Miko is with them.
There's a thing that's vaguely defined about a mental connection, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Which more confusing flashes that he thinks are being artistic and cool, but you're going, that I got nothing from.
I got nothing from that. And also there's this whole thing about they're tracking her, and then at one point, by the way, you talk about somebody who's totally wasted. Is this other vampire woman?
Well, but she gets dialogue, like whatever her name, the soap opera girl. She gets blown away after one line of dialogue. She literally gets one.
Well, I guess she gets dialogue, but she's still so ill-defined.
She's ill-defined. She's basically like, I love blood and making sex with this vampire guy.
By the way,
Rex
that's
is the human.
I believe Fina Orucci.
Go ahead and try that for the name.
That's what I'm going to go ahead and try. A British actress, so she's putting on an accent here.
Nice. Did she have a career after this?
She's continued to do a lot of stuff. A lot of BBC television.
Good.
Good for her. She also is in 3 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Right before this, so somebody else they took from the WB then.
Wait a minute. So is she one of the other Slayers?
She comes in season 4.
She could be one of the other Slayers.
Let's see. She plays Olivia in season 4. So she's one of the
she
college.
Could just be another student, but
she's one of the. I think she's one of the. When Buffy goes to college, she's one of the students there.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have loved it if she had been a vampire in this movie, but before had been a vampire or Slayer.
Oh no! Wait, I don't. She's hooking up with Giles.
What?
Oh, I don't remember that. But here's a picture of her and Giles coming out of a bedroom, and they're both in like robes.
Oh,
I kind of remember. So
I think she may have been a watcher visiting from England.
I think you're right on that.
A fellow watcher that he had a little something with.
Buffy indeed. Visiting Giles, she finds him with a scantily dressed visitor Olivia and is told to mind yourself except in emergencies. I don't know. Yeah, she's some kind of. I think you might be right on that. I will say season 4, the first 3 seasons I know extremely well. You start getting past that, it's a little easy.
Those last 2 are kind of tough, especially
four I think is
and Buffy romance thing,
the
abusive relationship nonsense.
Season 4 I thought was pretty rough, but after
isn't that the one where they kill her at the end?
No, that's 5.
That was 5.
That's 5. 4 is where she goes to college. That's the first after Angel, and they really don't know what they're.
That's
the thing where
they're Riley.
They get Riley, who's not a good.
And the super soldiers.
And that stuff is not good. That was really the show floundering. Although it does have one of the best episodes. Hush is in season 4.
Hush is in there, and that's a great episode.
Yeah, but that's like Star Trek too, where it's like some of the worst next gen. It's like, but Measure of a Man is in season 2, and the rest of that season's garbage, pretty much. Anyway,
hey, do we need to keep talking about this movie?
What I was going to say though is one thing you think of when you think of vampires is car chases, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this movie is like, we're not letting you down. We're giving you
talk
all
about
of
that. We were talking about like it's hard to pay attention, so I also drifted away, and I'm like, wait, has another car chase started?
It's just,
and they're not good. They're not well done car chases.
And Slacker Van Helsing are in the not rental car, but the car. The rideshare car, and it keeps getting messed up, and he's like, "Oh no!" But the vampires have absconded with a truck that they got from a couple of guys that they killed.
That's the guys who they lure in with the sexy vampire girl, only to then have Jonathan Schaech pop up and have them go,
Oh shit! We thought we was gonna get some.
Okay, because she's like, my car broke down. They're like, we can help, and then Jonathan Schaech's like, yeah, we're out of gas or whatever. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we can still. Just what are you doing, Schaech? Horrible vampire strategy.
It doesn't matter. They're super powerful vampires. They were gonna be able to kill them no matter what.
Yeah, except
why even have the sexy lady lure them in?
Well, except for the whole
unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, and they don't really use their superpowers that much in this.
They don't.
I mean, he punches through that guy, but there's no, like, you don't see them fly. They don't turn into other animals.
I will say one of the biggest examples of Jonathan Schaech's character's superpower is a superpower to straight-facedly quote lyrics from Metallica. As I felt so embarrassed.
I was looking at the soundtrack stuff because I was trying to get the names of the terrible bands from this era, and I love that listed in the soundtracks is Enter Sandman, written by the Metallica guys, performed by Jonathan Schaech.
It is just him going, Exit Light. in tonight. He's just talking.
Oh, that also made me go,
in an attempt to be scary.
Ooh, because all this culminates. Let's just jump to all this culminates, and they go to Carrie Snodgrass's place, and she's a hick lady.
So, Kerr Smith's getting sicker, but he's also kind of liking. He's like, this is kind of awesome too.
And you get this also one-off line where he goes, "I don't understand. I got bit after her, and I'm doing worse than she is." And Brendan Fraser just goes, "Drugs don't work for everybody, bro."
Yeah, and she's still.
I'm like,
just
wait,
out
what? That's just a toss in. Okay.
The car breaks down. The vampires are hot on their heels, and they're just in front of this weird lady's place that has weird stuff in it. I don't even understand.
Simon Rex blows up, by the way. Do we just...
Oh, yeah, Simon Rex, their day driver. Because during the car chase, they do a, can we fit through those two things, one of which is a gasoline truck? I think we can. So they do get
and it
through
leads to one of the most
away.
bland, generic action movie lines where he goes, "How'd you know we would fit?" And Kerr Smith goes, "I didn't."
Yeah, man.
Oh boy. I'm like, wait a minute.
And an action star is born.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, he's just supposed to be this, like, everyday... And all of a sudden, he's talking like fucking Kurt Russell. I didn't. Like, wait, when did you become that guy?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, because, I mean, none of them are characters anyway, so why not?
So, this lady's like, get away from my place. I don't know who you are. Get away.
Oh, God, yeah.
And
she's got a double-barrel shotgun with a scope on it, which just made me laugh.
Mm-hmm. And she's like,
you really got to zero in on that shotgun.
Why would I help you? Well, this girl is dying and our car broke down. Be cool. And she's like, all right, come in.
And then, for no reason, she goes like, yeah, all right, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
And then basically just sort of immediately trusts them out of nowhere.
And it's not a house. It seems like it's like a warehouse. I don't know what that thing is supposed to be.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out. Either. It was sort of like, it seemed like a house, but then later when they're fighting the people in it, it looks like a business of some sort.
I ended up not caring. It's a big problem.
Well, because now I guess it turns into a home invasion thriller.
It does, because they're trapped in there with the nice older lady who I don't remember ever saying her name. And at the end, when Isabella Miko's character says it, it's as if you're supposed to go, oh, good. I'm glad that Carrie Snodgrass is doing okay.
Her name is Ina Ham.
Yeah.
Who could ever care? Well, how about the fact that Jonathan Scheck's character is named Kit?
I don't think I ever.
And Simon Rex plays Penn.
Don't recall hearing.
Don't remember. And apparently, there's a character in this movie named Hoot at some point.
Oh boy.
I don't even know who that was.
Like I missed out. I want to watch that movie.
It's The Adventures of Hoot. He's getting his own spin-off, everybody.
Kit, Penn, and Hoot.
They're hitting the road again for the craziest trip you've ever seen.
So it becomes a home invasion thing. They come in. Vampire stuff happens.
And the two things in this movie: vampires in a car chase, and then vampires shooting guns. Both things I'm like, so lame. These are supernatural creatures with powers, and they're speeding around in cars and then firing handguns. That is not what I want to see them do.
And one of the craziest things in this, like all that Brendan Fraser, the vampire killer, has in his, his bag of tricks is just keep shooting at them and run away from them.
There's no cross or stakes or anything like that. No, it's just... But
through bizarre luck, the woman vampire drops her gun.
Yeah.
While she's on the ground, it falls out of her grasp. She reaches over and grabs it. Her gun is right next to a live wire. This isn't a trap that they set up. It
just happened.
Just happens, and it fries her. And I was like, I've never seen that in a movie before. It's also stupid, but I've never seen someone try to get their gun, but their gun is
and you know what I love about this? It doesn't kill her, making it pointless. No one's even around, because Jonathan Scheck walks up to her and she's all like smoking and he just goes, "You okay?" And she's like,
she looks burned, and she kind of smokes for the rest of the scene.
I thought you were going to talk about the good fortune they run into when they realize, oh wait, this woman's house is built on an old graveyard.
Well, yes.
Hence it's hallowed ground.
At one point during all this action, when they're like trying to hide, and the nice lady's like, she goes, "Oh, the thing is, no one wants to build around here because see the graveyard out there? This used to be like a mission. And that was a mission graveyard." And they're like, "Are you kidding me? Mission graveyard? That makes us hallowed ground."
There is a scene where I think it's like where Kirk Smith is like, "Then that means," and Brendan Fair finishes with hallowed ground.
Yeah.
God damn this movie. Again, God damn this movie.
How awesome it is.
God damn it. I was, especially down this final, climax, I'm going, oh my God.
I was literally just looking at my iPad and my eyes would occasionally lift.
Yeah.
And I'd go, okay.
Well, because it is just like, and they're shooting more, and they're driving more, and they're, it's just, it doesn't matter.
And guess what? Driving and shooting, also elements of Near Dark. Guess what I would never take my eyes away from? Near Dark.
Because Near Dark is amazing. Every moment of Near Dark is so well put together and edited and shit. God damn. It's almost like
as if there was a smart person who made Near Dark.
I'm saying I think Catherine Bigelow might be a little bit better than J.S. Cardone. Just a little
bit. A little bit. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But watch yourself, counselor.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. So, and don't you know, both driving and shooting will dispatch these villainous characters, because what happens to this sexy vampire woman? Kirk Smith just blows her head off with a shotgun. That's a cool way to kill a vampire, right?
Yeah, I do appreciate one line of dialogue somewhere in the movie. I don't even remember where, but Brendan Fair is basically saying like, yeah, they're like the 9 elder vampires and I've taken care of them. He goes, but your run-of-the-mill vampires, people get turned. He goes, they're not rocket scientists. He's basically saying like, vampires are stupid. You can literally just shoot them or take them out in the sun. And we get both of that here because they apparently have been fighting all night, just like in any vampire movie. And wouldn't you know, the sun's starting to come up.
Yeah, because Sheck is going to kill Brendan Fair until Kirk Smith goes outside, gets his car that he drives through the front of the house, and oh, man, weren't you cheering? You fuck yeah! He did it!
I said, ooh, I knew that John Carpenter's vampires would be cool.
Man,
I was like, oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Different movie.
You know what? John Carpenter's vampires is looking a lot better.
It is better than this. It's not good, but it's better than this.
It's a lot better than this. Because at least it's like fun, even if it's kind of dumb and like offensive. At least
this is dumb and not fun.
Yeah, it's at least attempting to be. This movie has no entertainment value in it.
No.
Which is a huge problem.
So in other words, I feel lied to by FHM magazine or whatever the fuck it was. This movie wasn't fun.
Yeah. Come on, FHM. Get your act together. I expect much better reporting from you guys. Your cultural criticism is valuable. None of those magazines exist anymore, right? They can't.
I don't think a single one. Though GQ continues. I think
GQ was always a little bit more.
And it was before that. Basically, Maxim and FHM were like, GQ is trying too hard to be classy. We're going to drop it down a notch.
Well, because GQ sometimes had sexy women on the cover, but not always.
Yeah.
And then
FHM was, we get big stars to get as close to Playboy nudity as they'll ever get.
Right.
And you're like, wow, that's impressive. I never thought I'd see Allison Hannigan in panties. And please don't let that be my pull quote from this episode.
Pull quote for FHM magazine. If I recall, that was all of the American Pie women.
I think it probably at one time had all of them on their cover.
Yeah, I think that was the thing where that was part of the marketing campaign for that movie.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I think that was.
I do remember that Rolling Stone, and David Lynch isn't a dummy, but I remember when Twin Peaks was first out, they were like, do you realize how amazingly attractive this female cast is? So I remember Rolling Stone just had a cover that was Sherilyn Fenn, Laura Flynn Boyle, and Machen Amick, and they're just in scanties, and they're all just like hugging each other, and you're like going, Jesus Christ. And they're like, by the way, the show is also very good.
I would have loved if they went to David Lynch. Did you realize how attractive this female cast is? He goes, I didn't.
Now that you mention it, it occurs to me they are some very
Coop.
appealing.
Hey, Coop, women. Did you notice all the hotties on the show?
They are the cat's pajamas.
Yeah. Anyway, would you like me to tell you what the weather's going to be?
These ladies are neato.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It is a thing where it's like David Lynch somehow, for a guy who has a lot of sex and nudity in his movies, never comes off as pervy to me in a weird way, because he is such a bizarre... Okay.
Yeah, I think, yes. Though I understand how Mulholland Drive, which I really like, but I like the way that he was like, oh, so it's not being picked up as a TV show? I know. Explicit lesbian sex scenes.
But it's just like he's so... not innocent, but so campy in his personality that you don't get the sense he's like, oh yeah, baby. You know, it's always
what
just...
I think is that is the best mask. So maybe we should all
maybe
act
it
that
is
way if
the
we
thing.
want to be pervy movie directors.
Yeah, just go like, oh, then the girls will show their goods and whatnot.
And then there'll be dallying and dallying, and then I'll yell cut.
Well, I think the other thing is also the world of his movies is so heightened. Even the sex feels kind of...
Well, it's never erotic. Yeah, because you're just feeling weirded out. Just like Cronenberg, where it's like there's plenty of sex and nudity, but you never go
They're
like,
kind of the...
oh, yeah, baby.
I love both of those guys' films, and never in them, do I ever... De Palma, to a certain extent, too, right? Where it's always just like... It almost...
Well, he's trying to be erotic, but it's right before something horrible will
Well,
happen.
De Palma's almost like fucking with you, where he's like, yeah, you think that's hot? Guess what?
Yeah, here comes the drill bit.
Yeah. That's right, folks. Back
to this thing.
By the way, Jonathan Schaech blows up so much as a vampire, he takes out the entire building along with him.
Yeah.
So, great.
Because I guess he was one of the 9 elders. And
I guess. I mean, why not? We know nothing about them, so why not?
Kurt Smith and Isabella Miko, they're okay now because they were connected to him.
Yeah.
But Brendan Fair, he goes, yeah, that wasn't my guy.
No, and we know this because we cut to it's later in the hospital, and
Isabella Miko comes to visit.
She's fine. She's totally fine.
Totally fine.
And
she's
Kurt Smith is almost fine. He's about to be fine.
He's like, yeah, I guess I will make it to my sister's wedding, but man,
which by the way, that really made me laugh, because it's like, how much time has passed that still he's going to make it to his sister's wedding, that it was going to take him a week to get to?
And where's he getting money from? The car was destroyed. All kinds of questions I have. That Brendan Fair does return his billfold to him, because it turns out Brendan Fair had taken Kurt Smith's
though? Before he met him?
Yeah, just to arrange this whole "can I get a ride" thing. It's just weird.
That's dumb.
It is dumb. But Brendan Fair is not there at the hospital. It's Isabella Miko finally getting some dialogue. She's like, I'm going back to my family in Colorado.
I don't think she's bad, but English is not her first language.
No.
And maybe she gets better at it, and also the dialogue is terrible. So once again, hard to know.
Like, oh, and I thought you'd like to know that Ina is okay. And he's like, great. Who is she again?
That almost feels like a studio note going, can you put in a line that says the old lady's okay? I guess.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Whatever, man. We're jamming as much exposition into single lines of dialogue as possible.
You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
I'll get you a toe right now.
But basically,
back to John Goodman.
It is this thing where she just delivers this little thing, and she's acting like they're old friends. She would not know anything that had happened
because she was unconscious. She wouldn't even know him, right? She was unconscious for almost everything that happened.
Almost the entire thing.
Or in some sort of drugged up
she was just like
delirium.
Yeah, delirium.
You know what I was waiting for though was out of nowhere that they kiss. I would not have been surprised if this movie had done that.
Weirdly,
I can't believe they resisted the urge. Actually,
and it's not hyper prevalent. But given the ending and given a lot of the cues,
well, yeah, I want to get, because this movie
there is homoerotic subtext.
Oh, this movie has built a cult following due to that.
Yeah, and it's not me reading too much into it, because at no point, other than
there's
him
a quote
walking in on her being stripped and going, "What are you doing,
there's
man?"
There's a quote on IMDb trivia from the editor where he's like, "Yeah." I mean, he just goes, I got the footage I got, and I saw what was happening here. You know, like,
yeah.
He goes, I didn't even have to lean into it in the editing. It was just there.
Nope. And then at the end of the movie, it is a thing of it's supposedly months later. It's confusing until we hear dialogue.
Yeah,
but it looks like he gets out of the hospital and just tracks down Brendan Fair.
Well, also,
it turns out it's been months.
What I love about this is it's so like because he's like, yeah, no, Brendan Fair took off, and you hear this letter where he goes like, well, I'm glad you and the girl are okay, but I gotta go my own way. And I thought, okay, they're gonna end with him sort of as a lone wanderer.
Yeah, playing the theme from Incredible Hulk.
And that's fine. I thought, okay, whatever. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, and it's specifically, Kerr Smith rolls up in Jonathan Scheck's car.
Yeah, he now has the muscle car that the vampires had. It's his now. And when he pulls up, he just waits.
And by the way, where did he get that? From Police Impound or something?
Sure, they just said, you know what? Thanks for killing those guys. Here's their car. Who the fuck knows?
I know. And he goes, and he just like, because Brendan Fair is like, oh shit, and then
he's looking at it like, oh god, did they find me? Those vampires that we killed?
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Scheck took out like a city block when he went up, but sure. And he just, and Kerr Smith backs up and just goes, I couldn't resist.
He's like, fooled you, psych.
And this is the kind of banter you'll get each and every week on The Forsaken.
Yeah, and he's like, missed you. And he goes, I missed you, bro.
Yeah.
And then there's a very long stare.
I mean, and Kerr Smith, if you remember on Dawson's Creek, did play a gay character.
I don't want to wait.
He's not gay in real life, but which I'm sure now would cause an uproar, the likes of which...
I don't want to wait. Yeah, they would say they took a job away from a gay actor.
He did participate. He's part of television history. According to his trivia, he did participate in the first male homosexual kiss on primetime network television.
I mean, it's good for representation,
sure.
And it should have happened.
And I
think I remember there was an uproar or some kind of stink when it happened.
I remember, and once again, I am saying this as a heterosexual man, remembering a show from 20 years ago. But I remember that character was pretty respectfully treated in general.
Oh, no, the whole thing was, since that's a show created by Kevin Williamson.
Well, right. I mean, that also helps. The showrunner is a gay man himself.
Yeah, so I remember that character as being one of the nicest people in the entire show. He's completely... I don't remember them ever doing anything dark with him other than coming out and then being like, yeah, I'm gay.
And there was intolerance towards him from other characters in the school. Right.
But he himself, they're like, his friends rally behind him and they don't care. It's that whole thing. It's just like the way Ted Lasso in the latest episode handled Colin coming out.
Sure.
Where they're like, we don't not care, but we care. I mean, we care, but we don't not.
And I was very in love with his sister on that show.
I agreed.
Meredith Monroe.
She was adorable.
She played Thomas Gibson's wife for a number of seasons on Criminal Minds.
I never watched it.
Well, of course I did.
Yeah, I liked her too. Well, that was another stacked cast where there were good actors. I'm not saying she was amazing, but she was very cute. Mm-hmm. But you're sitting there looking at Michelle Williams coming up, and you're like, oh.
Well, Michelle Williams obviously is the one where it's like, oh,
Joshua
actually.
Jackson coming up.
Everybody's very good. I thought Vanderbeek is
Holmes,
good.
Katie.
I like Katie Holmes.
Vanderbeek was okay. He was called upon to do very embarrassing stuff.
He does. I mean, there's a reason there's a lot of gifs of him because, yes, he did have...
the crying. Crying
he actually is surprisingly funny, though. Like, if you've seen Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, stuff like that.
I did watch the first couple episodes.
He's very funny, actually.
And all I could think is, what's Jessica Jones doing here?
But I will say, that is one of those shows where it was a stat cast, everybody is good, but little did we know they had, like, one of the best actors of her generation in Michelle. We were like, oh, man, I thought she was good on there. I did not know she is mind-blowingly incredible.
I know. That's one of those things where it's like, wow.
Yeah.
One of my little private tours that I got to give when I was a tour guide at Warner Brothers was...
They told you to stay away from her, Brett. No.
No. No, this was a woman who was in the production staff of Dawson's Creek. She was awesome. She and her friend were both a little tipsy, and they were a lot of fun. And they're like, it's cool, Brendan. Let's get in the cart. Show us around. So I took him around, and I was like, I'm watching Dawson. I mean, it was still on. I was like, it's a good show. She goes, oh my God, and she was saying stuff like, those young actors, it's amazing how good they all are.
Well, I will say, of like that era of teen shows, that cast, for the most part, has had pretty solid careers in a way that like the cast of One Tree Hill did not.
Right. She was also talking about what a weird situation it was because they filmed most of it like in North Carolina,
Yeah.
or they did a lot of that
I
down there.
remember that was always the like talk once again in Entertainment Weekly. It was like, did you know they really shoot over here? And even though it's set in like Maine.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of the closeness between those actors came from. She goes, because they don't know anybody.
That's I mean,
this is like they're stuck in this town, so they're just.
If you listen, if anyone listens to the Smallville podcast that Rosenbaum and Welling did, they became such good friends because they're like, we're up in frozen Vancouver in the winter. What are you gonna do?
We're gonna play PlayStation.
And they were the only two adults on that show because like Kristen Kruk and Allison Mack, they were all like 16, and they're going like, well, we're 25, so we had only each other to hang out with.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's
the form of sex cult. Anyway,
this was the attempt to Kerr Smith also gets another shot at horror stardom, if you remember Final Destination.
I do remember Final Destination, but only the first one. I didn't watch the other 18.
Well, he was in the first one.
Yeah.
Which also had Brendan Fair apparently. Boy, these guys were like a duo.
Didn't it also have that? No, I'm thinking of that one called Idle Hands. What was that guy's name?
Devon Sawa. He's in both. He's in both Idle Hands and Final Destination.
Okay, and he was one of those names from that period where it's like, did he fall off the face of the earth? What happened to that guy? He was kind of the flavor of the month for a while.
What happened to that guy is Action Shelf movies.
Okay. Well, that means I might encounter him again should he be in one that I happen
to. He's also one of those guys who had a lot of boyish handsomeness that turned into weird middle-aged guy face.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, where it's like sometimes that real boyishness, then it becomes that thing where it's just like, well, you still look young, but like rough young now.
Well, some people just age weirdly. I'm looking at, and they're still good actors, but I'm saying I'm looking at you, and it's usually kid actors. So it's like, oh, Haley Joel Osment. He's a delightful character actor-y looking guy now, but you're like, that's not what anyone expected. And it's also,
but he has spun that into
Macaulay Culkin. You're like, oh, you grew up to be weird looking. Your brother is the looker in the family.
His brother is one of my favorite actors right now.
I'm sorry, Succession. I'm sorry.
It's amazing. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like everybody says that, but it's true. Anyway, watch Succession, folks.
We finished this movie, right? We're done.
Yeah, at a certain point, I just went, are we still recording? Yes. Don't watch The Forsaken. It's terrible, but it's also forgettably terrible. It's not like hilariously terrible. It's just
it's not a get drunk with your friends and watch because there's nothing there.
No.
Riff tracks, those brilliant dudes from MST3K would be hard struck.
There's there's nothing. There was no point where there's only a couple of like stupid lines that I laughed at. But yeah, it's just pretty bleh. It just has nothing going. So yeah, ignore this. All right, next week on the show, we're welcoming back our friend Elliot Lewis. Will be back with us because we're going to the much anticipated, what was probably one of the biggest films of the summer of 2001, and that is The Mummy Returns.
Oh, does he come back?
Imhotep is back. This time he's bringing the Scorpion King with him. That's right. This is I believe this is the cinematic debut of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think this is his first movie.
Oh my God, does he throw the people's elbow at
Because I remember it was a big deal in the press for it. It was like, that's right, folks, get ready. And whatever you say of this movie, I mean, they were right. He was going to be the next name in action. It would take a few years. Yeah. But on a movie I saw opening weekend and was jazzed about. Could not wait. It was so...
I saw it opening weekend, too. I mean, I really enjoyed The Mummy for all of my nits and picks. and
that's, by the way, can that be the title of your autobiography? Nits and Picks.
The nits and the picks. Again, a cast like that, across the board, but I'm favoring Rachel Weisz because come on. There's no reason to not watch that movie, and it's not everything you hope for, but it's still great if I remember correctly.
Mummy Returns, it's been a little while since I watched it. It's definitely a step down from the first movie, but it's nowhere near abysmal like the third one. So
okay, well, yay. So nice to have Elliot back.
Elliot will be back for it. I don't really know Elliot's stance on it. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff, but it's kind of undercooked, and they clearly rushed it.
Yeah.
But there's some high highs in it, and once again, love those people, so you can only hate it so much.
It's seeing friends again.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that it works on that level. But we'll have, I'm sure, a lively conversation about that next week on the show. But that is going to do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
Exit light into night.